Pretend you didn't see any of the stuff that you just saw. Pretend you didn't see any of that. And we're live! Hey, everybody. There's
I wonder
no,
who's gonna
literally
even
no one here because we
be
just went
awake.
live. And it's
Oh,
also
okay.
on the different
Oh, I just
channel,
got a
so
fucking notification of the stream turning on my phone.
yeah, it literally turned on just now.
Cool.
I'm gonna tweet it out so people can remember that we're actually live.
Trying to find the video so I can watch it.
I'll
Or the
send you the
stream.
link once I'm done
Okay, yeah.
tweeting.
No, I found it. Your face cam is aimed so, like, there's so much dead fucking, like, space in front of your face. Can you sit further forward or tilt it back or... There you go. Get some composition going. This man's composing a tweet. Oh, someone's already in chat. Mostly references. Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the stream.
Love your accent.
Yes, I will be speaking in this accent for the rest of the stream.
Oh, that would get old so fast.
Why, yes, it will. However, I think I think you will underestimate the amount of that I will commit to the bit.
You know, after seeing you put on all those t-shirts, I don't think I underestimate that.
You know, you reference these things that I don't actually remember. I don't remember the t-shirts that much.
You don't remember putting on like 10 t-shirts at once?
No.
How do you not remember that?
How do you remember it?
Because it was on video. You did it for the Alien Isolation stream.
I
Remember?
know. I know.
I think we need to get you a neurologist.
I think we need to get you a urologist.
I thought about that, didn't say it.
We're back with Jill, because Jill has jiggle physics. Jill physics.
Jilgle physics. Fantastic. You know what? You're funnier than everyone I've ever met.
You know who else is funnier than everyone you've ever met?
What?
I don't know.
Yo mama.
Okay, I'm trying to remember where I am and what I still have to do. Or where I have to go. I'm trying to remember where I was, because I have not played this game literally in 2 weeks. So my memory is about as memory as your memory is of memories. Memory memories.
In the stream chat, someone by the name of Zacticoot.
What?
Bandicoot.
What does Zacticoot have to say?
Said, "What's up, guys? Pleasure to be here. Hope y'all are doing well." Ayo.
Yes, we're doing horrible, but don't worry. We'll be doing better
Now,
later.
Space Ace has joined the stream.
Who?
Space Ace.
We love spaces and we love aces, so seems like a good time to me. But y'all can hear the microphone's good and everybody can hear it? Yes?
If you're an ace in space, that means that you're the opposite of Commander Shepard. Wait, Zacticoot says, are we supposed to be seeing a black... I'm watching the stream too, but I'm not seeing a black screen. I'm seeing the game.
Yeah, I mean...
Mostly references, says everything looks and sounds good.
Oh, good. I'm good. Oh, good.
Yash Kapoor says, kind of wish a big game came out with tank controls. I get why it's not as popular, but imagine a Metroid game like this or something.
Barry.
Maybe Metroid in particular
Jill,
wouldn't quite work
any good
because like
news?
Samus is supposed to be
Other
like
than I'm still
really
alive in this
agile and good at
madhouse?
combat and stuff,
No.
and
Can't
might
say
be a
it's
little
much safer
frustrating
here
to have
either.
tank controls
We
there,
better
but like
secure our escape
something
route
similar,
first.
I
There's
feel
gotta
like
be a
could
back
work.
door somewhere.
All
I
right,
think
then,
like
let's split up
there's
then.
got to be a way to
Hey, hold on a second.
modernize, quote unquote,
Right.
modernize tank controls.
What?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
Fan of
it's not
fierce.
Yash Kapoor.
Sure
Okay,
to
tell
yell
me how to
all
pronounce
those
it then.
things.
Spell it phonetically. I'm trying my best.
It's yours.
Xavier is not.
Hey, what's up?
I got acid shales.
What about you?
Here, Jill.
Oh, don't
take
worry.
this. I love how he gives
like
you this, but
buddy
doesn't give you a
system we
gun
have
to
here.
use it with.
I see. Thanks. I'll take it.
See you later.
Critical hit.
Critical. Oh yeah, critical hit says this is exactly where I'm at in the game, so this will be helpful. It won't because I am very bad at this video game.
He has no idea where he's going.
Yeah,
I
because
know where to go. I've played this game like 5 times.
he has. I have.
Yash Kapoor.
So I think my big thing right now is that
Yeah.
I remember
That's cool.
I
Hi,
think
Yash.
I think I got a new key recently, and I need to see if I can go around unlocking more doors with it. I think that's where I am. Because I remember
Which
combining the
key was
keys.
it? Hold on.
The
let me
second
look
one.
in your inventory. I believe this is technically the first video game remake because what key is it? Is it
I
in
don't
your
know.
top right on your inventory? Because I cannot see it. That's covered by your face cam.
No, it's not. It's not in my inventory. But it's
Oh.
there. I got a key. I'm pretty sure.
Well, it'll be in your item box then. Mr. Person, hello.
I love that name, Mr. Person. That's a great name.
BDO Lin Lion. Looks like random garbled letters, but hello.
Hello. So yeah, last minute we weren't. I wasn't sure if we were gonna be streaming tonight because a couple of us had some stuff to do, and things were just kind of a little bit over the place.
Wow.
But glad to be here.
Oh, I get it.
You get it? What do you get? A cookie?
Well, I'm not showing that in the stream chat, but I understand. And then the Bomb Squad TV says, "What's up?" Oh, Zach DeCoot asks, Xavier, when are you gonna stream on your channel again, or will it be on the second channel? When I get around to doing that again, I'll have it be on the main channel just so people.
I shot the crows. I love it so much.
If you do that enough, I think they're gonna attack you.
They attacked me, yeah. Now I'm running away from them.
But anyway, I would. I'm gonna start at some point trying to stream on the main channel again, but all the stream highlights will still go on the second one. Nerdy Spency, you should definitely get the Resident Evil remake. This game is great.
It's a bit
like-
old-fashioned, but if you like this type of game, if you like survival horror, it's a decent one.
You know, this game to me feels like curling up next to a fire on like a rainy day and reading a good book.
I didn't know you could. I didn't know you could read.
I didn't either.
But anyway, as you were saying,
I'm trying to find viable things to talk about in there. Who's Me6 and why have they... Isn't that the name of a bot?
a bot? What?
Like a Discord bot, I think, has a name like that.
Yeah, I think that could be.
One that
Yeah.
does music. But that I think that might be a person who just named themselves after a Discord bot. Oh wait, Twitch bot. I don't know. I'm such an old man these days. I don't know how fucking anything works anymore.
You are an old man.
Itty Bitty AC asks, "Do you guys like Armored Core?"
I have not heard of that.
I don't know what Armored Core. I mean, I've heard of it before, but I have never played it. It's a game.
Uh-huh. And you were saying that most of these were like these backgrounds were JPEGs, right?
Oh yeah, all the backgrounds in this game are just rendered pictures, and it's a very clever optical illusion. Your character is just floating in an empty space in front of a JPEG in just such a clever angle that it looks as if though you're actually there. It's very well done, and they have like little stuff to like help project your shadow in such a way that it looks like it's bending over the walls and corners and stuff. But these are all just pictures. They're not 3D environments. You're just standing on a pre-rendered background. But they're so clever about the layering and the little motion of the camera.
And the compositing and all that.
Yeah, like there's so much work that goes into it to make it look like you're actually walking around in this environment. That's why the character models in this for 2001 are ridiculously high quality, is because it is basically the only 3D thing on the screen.
Except for the 3D doors when you change from one environment to another.
This is just like a little animation that's pre-rendered and plays. This door is not opening in real time. That's just a load screen.
I wish it were opening in real time, because that would make my life worth living.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry you didn't get that. Hey, maybe you could play Resident Evil 7 for that.
Yeah?
Zach DeCoot is asking, David, will you play Dead Space?
Maybe. We have in the past. We've done that in the past. I haven't played it all the way through. So
we streamed a little bit of it on my channel ages ago, but
yeah.
I think the stream VOD for that is unlisted or private or something, and maybe one of these days we could turn it into a stream highlights.
Yeah, maybe we could do more streaming of Resident Evil on Xavier's channel sometime. Or here. Or whatever. I feel like...
someone was asking if I like the Venom design in the new Spider-Man game.
I think it looks fine.
It's just a generic Venom. Like, it looks like a million other Venom things. Like, they played it pretty safe. I mean, I've never been necessarily a fan of the changing the chest logo so that some of the arms go up over his shoulders. I always thought that makes it look kind of like a bra strap, and it's always like funny to me when I see that. But otherwise, yeah, I know he has pointy toes with creepy claw feet, but like most.
Can I use the chemical to use on plants for anything anytime soon?
Not right this moment.
Where do I need to go right now? Because I'm very confused.
Okay.
I need help.
What keys do you have?
I don't have any keys right now. I'm looking at the thing and I don't have any. I have the dog...
Oh, have you used the dog whistle?
I have.
Did you get the armor key?
I don't think so.
What? Oh, I think maybe... Okay. Did you use the dog whistle to summon a particular dog on that balcony?
Yes.
Did you kill the dog and take something that it had off?
I'm pretty sure I did, but we can go back up and double check. I'm gonna grab the dog whistle just to be sure.
Okay. Maybe you forgot to save after we did that, and maybe you have to go do that again.
I don't think so.
Well, the reason I think so is because you still have the dog whistle, and it makes you discard it as soon as you complete the objective with it and leave. And also, you don't have that that fake key thing.
Fair
In
enough.
your inventory.
Fair
So
enough.
I think based on your items that maybe we just forgot to save.
Maybe. I remember at the end of the when we were finishing up last time, I did get a little bit frustrated and give up. So, because I died or something like that. So we just
silly coward.
So we said, fuck it, good enough time to end and go home. So,
Yeah. Okay, so do you know where you have to go for that?
roughly, more or less.
Okay, it's if you go through the main the main hall, it's the balcony on the east side of the mansion. So you're on the right track to get there. Someone's asking, Alien is now in Dead by Daylight. Thoughts on that?
I have not played dead.
That might be fun to do for a couple streams on here. Is just have you play Dead by Daylight. It's not like an online
Yeah.
game,
We
but
could get some friends on and do it together.
I understand why people like that game, and I do think conceptually it's pretty cool. Now you got to go upstairs because it's a balcony. But I get.
I was thinking about
frustrated
going
with
to
that.
the garden, so yeah.
Okay, I get frustrated with that game sometimes because it's just very hard, and that's totally my fault. You got to get good. But sometimes I wish it was a little bit more forgiving because every time I play it, I get my fucking ass kicked. and
Also, I have a
I want to
personal.
blame it on balancing, but that's just me being a bitch.
I also have a personal vendetta against this game, and that vendetta is that my brother plays it. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Because he hated.
Always remember.
He plays
I
it,
saw-
so I have to hate it.
Yeah, I saw your brother at the convention this year, I've told this to you personally. I haven't said it on stream though. I
Yeah.
saw your brother, and then I forgot his name, so I just went, "Hey, David's brother," and he looked so awkward and annoyed that I said that. Oh, hey, Becky's here.
Hello. I sent her the stream on Discord personally because I knew she would not want to miss it. So where am I going? I'm very lost. I'm lost.
Okay, can you pull out your map? Okay.
Yeah.
So you see the main hall there in the very middle.
Yeah.
Okay, look at your map again. I'm on a delay. See that long ass room on the left side?
Uh-huh.
Right below that, there's a door that leads to the balcony. If you go outside, or if you go to that side of the mansion and start goofing around over there, I think you could find a door to the balcony so you could get out there. And to answer someone who asked, I like the Dead Space remake very much. I think it's general really great improvements all around, except for I think the voice acting for everyone except the main character sounds worse than it sounded in the original.
I wonder if they hired union or non-union voice actors.
No, I'm pretty sure it was union voice act. I think it was just bad voice direction because some of those voice actors I've heard in other things and they sounded fine there, including other Dead Space games. Like they got the voice for Nicole and Isaac from Dead Space 2. And those two, particularly Tanya Clark, who plays Nicole.
So is it upstairs or downstairs?
It's upstairs, the balcony, because it's a balcony.
I think I found it. Maybe? I used the lockpick to go into this room, so... Yes!
Yep, that's the one. Yeah, someone in the chat is talking about is everyone in the remake sounds bizarrely calm and just like they don't give a shit about anything that's happening, and it's very distracting because there's situations where one of the main characters is just watch someone die and there's blood everywhere. It's Isaac, we gotta get the fuck out of here. This is too intense, and it's it just sounds. The guy who plays Hammond sounds like he does not give a fuck. The new version of Dr. Kine is so substantially worse in every way. The original guy has such a cool sounding voice and such a screen presence, and then they just got some just generic NPC default man to play him. He was a 40-year-old, or a 50-year-old Englishman in the original, and now he's a 30-year-old American guy. And he went from being this like depressed, crazed martyr who you see like slowly losing his faith, and starts like going on this like suicide mission to scuttle the ship to save humanity. And in the remake, he's just like doing all the same things but with no charisma, and is like, Mr. Clark, we gotta do this. We gotta destroy the ship so that the marker can't kill anyone else. Like, he doesn't sound like he gives a fuck. There you go. Examine that. You gotta rotate it.
So I can't. So what happens?
No, rotate.
Yes, I already did it. I know
The
what I
coin?
need. Yeah, I know what I need to do with the coin.
Okay. Once you leave this area, it'll ask you if you want to discard the dog whistle. So. Oh wait, go open the door to the main hall, like so you could get a shortcut. If it sounds like I'm giving him instructions heavily delayed, it's because I'm watching the stream alongside you guys and not in real time. So when I am telling him to do something, the delay has probably been a couple of seconds.
Oui. C'est la vie.
Thoughts on the
Oui,
Dead
oui, oui.
Space animated movies? You know, I've seen the first one a bunch of times, and I think it's pretty good.
What about the second one? Do you like the second one?
I've only watched the second one once, and it was like 12 years ago, and I barely remember it. And I remember distinctly not liking it nearly as much as the first one. I feel like I didn't like it in general, but I would have to sit down and watch it again. Because I remember a big part of it is that it was supposed to be like... they were doing like a Usual Suspects thing where they were interviewing a bunch of characters and asking for their like interpretation of events. And they were all describing what happened that led them to that point.
That's a story structure that works a lot better if you're reading it than if you're watching it.
Well, what they tried to do to make it interesting was that was a framing device so that the art style could change based on who was telling the story. And I remember that some of the art styles looked considerably better than others, and it was distracting when the movie would look really good and like really high budget and well animated and really detailed, and then like 10 minutes later would look similar but much worse. It's sort of like that Batman movie, yeah, that Batman animated movie.
Which one is that one?
It's called Gotham Knight, and it's like an anthology of a bunch of short films about Batman from like anime creators.
So that Star Wars thing, but in one movie.
Yes, it came out a long time before that Star Wars thing, but it's the same kind of idea. By the way, the thing that you want to do now is in the west half of the mansion. Oh, Halo Legends was like that. I remember that, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a lot of like tie-in material for stuff will do that. They'll use that as like a cool way to get a bunch of animation companies on board to do different segments of something.
I, for one, do not believe that animators should have rights.
We should throw them down a well and then throw a laptop down with them and then tell them to keep rendering the entire scene, even if we delete the scene.
And then it'll tell you, and then we'll tell them to change things, even though it's all been completely rendered.
Even though the entire movie is done, we'll make them render 7 different versions of it that are just only minusculely different. And very
I want him to hold the
ways.
gun in his left hand instead of his right. Re-render the whole scene.
I want him to say a different line of dialogue here that has the same point, but is just like 7 different words. I would really like to watch Across the Spider-Verse again, but I feel like I'm going to notice the things that are different from the theatrical version, and I think it's going to bother me. Because
I'm just not going to pay attention.
I looked up a Twitter thread that someone made, like, comparing all the changes. And some of them are just so stupid and weird. Like, they take out, like, important lines of dialogue where, like, just kind of changes the tone of the scene in some things. And it's, like, just such a tiny bit of dialogue.
Well, so this is
totally cut around it.
This is basically what that H Bomber guy video was predicting when he talked about director's cuts, like, and the sort of, I think there was a quote from, I forget who.
You gotta go upstairs.
Yeah, but the sort of the endless fiddling around with a movie, you can't just let it be anymore.
I haven't seen that video, but that topic does remind me of everyone's favorite re-release, is the Star Wars special editions.
Or like there's like a he brought up the like the director's cut of a Coen brothers movie, like Blood Simple, and it's like 5 minutes shorter or something ridiculous like that. So there's like not that much difference.
It's funny when a director's cut takes stuff out, because usually it's the opposite.
Yeah, because like, I'm looking up now. So the original is 96 minutes. And then the director's cut is like it's very, very similar. There's like only a couple of small things that were cut. So it's like, why even, make this new cut if you're not going to change that much? Like, surely the original is fine, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
It's not my true artistic vision. My artistic vision. The other thing that, because someone brought it up in the chat, it was Jessica, was it's very frustrating when they, like director's cuts are fine, but then when they actively destroy the original version of the movie so that you can't see it ever again.
It's like how some people have brought it up how a lot of people like the movie Amadeus, right? You now that there's the director's cut, it's the only version you can find like on streaming services. You can't find the original anymore.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
Well, even
and there's people who prefer the original to the director's cut, but those people can't find it. So unless you have a DVD copy of it, you're screwed.
That same thing happened with the fucking theatrical cuts of the original Star Wars movies.
Mm-hmm.
Is that after the 90s DVD release that added all the because there was one DVD release at some point that had the theatrical cut and the special edition bundled together. I think my dad owns those. And then after that, they would never put the fucking original versions anywhere.
Honestly, I think
CGI enhanced one.
Honestly, I think George Lucas there's probably one of two excuses for this. First one being George Lucas is first one being they just don't have the original copy anymore, or they can't find it, which seems unlikely. The other one, which I think is more likely, is George Lucas is so petty that he refuses to release the original cut because he knows people don't like his version, and the more that we complain about it, the more he's going to insist that we watch that specific.
Double down. Well,
yeah.
People thought that for a while. I think I read somewhere, like years ago, that part of it is also that he went through a divorce. George Lucas did, and his wife owns partial rights to Star Wars or something, and she owns, I think, the rights to the fucking original version.
Well, she was the editor on the originals.
That makes sense. So I think she owns the original versions of them, and I think she's having some kind of reason that she does not want to release them. And maybe that's something that, like, eventually when her and George pass away, that's something their estates may have to sort out.
Man, I love I love estates and having to sort this out.
By the way, you have that armor key now, so examine it, so you know that it's an armor.
Yeah,
key.
I know.
I'm sorry. But now you can go all kinds of new places with that. I would go
I can
save
go up
first,
your butt with these
Go to that,
new keys.
I would go save and then stash the ink ribbon in the item box so that you have more room. Because you don't need to carry the ink ribbon with you. It's just wasting inventory space.
I think you're wasting inventory space.
Your mama's wasting inventory space. Gotcha.
How did you get me so hard? I'm just devastated.
What the fuck? That's a funny out of context line, David.
You're a funny out of context line.
You know, maybe one day we should get Ben to make stream highlights out of these. Even though they're like a lot more talkative and less just being an asshole and shouting.
Yeah. These are more... Well, also, like, I think the big difference is that I'm not trying to be funny in these.
I think you're not trying, but you still are. You make music.
That's easy.
He was so flabbergasted by a compliment.
I'm dying here. No!
Someone in the chat says they missed the choking.
Well, you see,
Yeah,
we're not
now
right
that-
next to each other right now, so...
I'm in my
I died before I could say it, for fuck's sake. Now I have to go and do the whole... I have to
Okay.
blow the
Well, it
whistle
was
again.
honestly that's like it's taken you 30 minutes to do it, but it's probably like actually like 3 minutes of stuff to do. It's not that if it just as long as you remember where everything is, you can make that trip very, very fast. I'm surprised people can actually remember fucking details from the other stream highlights.
Yeah. It's because it's like,
Because they're
you know,
referencing like specific moments, like when you played as Deathstroke and beat me in Injustice. I don't even remember that.
so like, I think the thing is that those
Put
like
away the ink ribbon. You don't need it on your person.
So I think the thing is with those stream highlights, you and we're doing it's LP tax, right? Or it's like
Well,
the
it's
two
like-
of us are sitting in a car talking to each other right now. You know, when you have that moment in that sort of brain where you're in your that sort of moment where you're in your car and you're driving, but you don't actually remember any of what you're doing because you're just concentrating on driving. It's like that. And then you guys, the guys who are watching this, they can remember everything because they're just sitting at home or wherever, just without the divided attention that you and I are having to deal with right now.
You know, it's also like for them, it's a thing that they're watching. For me, it's a thing that I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
you remember the specifics of every conversation you've ever had with someone, like every
No.
dumb random
Very.
joke. Like, it's something that they can
Chill.
watch multiple
Any good
times,
news?
and
Other
it's
than
like
I'm still
been
alive in this
condensed via
madhouse?
editing
No.
for them.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say it's
But
much
for us,
safer
it's
here
like some
either.
shit that we
Better
said
secure
4
our
years
escape
ago on a
route first.
stream that was
There's gotta
really
be a
funny,
back door
but like
somewhere.
it was only
Alright then,
funny for like
let's
10
split up
minutes,
again.
and then we moved
Hey,
on
hold
with
on
our
a sec.
lives.
Look what I
And then
found.
you're having fun in the moment. You don't remember the things that you say. You just remember the fun you have.
Things.
Yeah, just the tone, the vibe.
It's yours. Hopefully you won't have to use it.
Hi, Goji Shea 1991. It is indeed a new
What about
David
you?
and Xavier stream.
Oh, don't worry. I like the buddy system we have here.
I see.
Someone says they
Thanks.
miss
I'll take
ass
it.
showing
See you
up on
later.
the save screen.
Ciao.
What?
Because I fucking I went through when we were playing X-Men games on stream, and then I made like a.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
made a
You had
profile on
like the weird save files from when you were
testing the games.
yeah, and when you were like a teenager or like a middle schooler
No,
or whatever.
specifically I was just testing the stream or testing that particular game like
Yeah?
the week before you showed up to stream it, and I forgot after like a couple of days that I made the save file just
Wow.
say ASS. You were trying to be like way more forgiving and assume I did it when I was like 12, but no, that was when we were grown-ass adults, when we were like 19, I had fucking made the save file say ass.
I mean, bold of you to assume that a 19-year-old is an adult.
I don't know, people on the internet feel very strongly that once you turn 18, you should know everything ever, and you should never make mistakes.
Yeah, I don't make mistakes. You don't either, right?
People
Yeah,
don't realize that...
Becky's saying she constantly references stuff that we guys say in the call, and she looks at and then we look at her like she came from an insane asylum. That is true. I also think with Becky, she has like a bizarrely good memory, so it's like really just kind of freaky, and it just makes me uncomfortable. You know, not like, you know, she's trying to, but it's like, how do you remember that? Right?
By the way, go to the... You gotta go to the balcony. You went back into the dining.
I don't remember where the balcony is.
Just snake your way through the hallways on the top floor. There's a way. Someone says, I'd argue that making a save file names ass is not a mistake. And then someone says, I would argue that there are some mistakes you shouldn't be making at 18. Well, I agree with that. Like, there's some stuff you should know better, you know?
But also, you gotta be kind on yourself as well.
Not everyone has everything figured out the second that they fucking are a legal adult. You know, sometimes you're just a kid for a long time and you don't know what the hell you're doing.
Are you speaking from experience there?
No, I'm a responsible adult who has no problems and is not confused and scared constantly. I've got everything on lock. I'm buying my first house soon. And it's not terrifying, and I'm not worried that I'm going to fail.
Don't worry. Failing is for losers. And you're not a loser, so you're not going to fail.
That is the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Yeah, because, like, with us, we have this weird sort of, weird specific language that we've developed over the years, where, like, I constantly insult him, and he sometimes insults me, and that's sort of how we show like our friendship. We express our friendship is through insults.
I like how you will say something mean to me and insult me, and I'll just go, yeah. Just not care anymore. Zach DeCoot asks, isn't Xavier engaged? Actually, I've been married for 2 years. Has it been that long since we did one of these?
I just think that you don't talk about your personal life in your videos a lot.
Well, I try to sometimes in order to kind of like, you know, sort of relate myself to the topic if I feel like it's appropriate. Like with the Nick Spencer Spider-Man video. But, I don't go out of my way to constantly give updates on stuff.
With the exception of these videos. With these streams, I mean.
Yeah, like, I don't know, I just don't want to overshare, because I get, like, I feel like that's a way to sort of endanger yourself a little bit, as if you're constantly telling too many things about yourself.
Yeah, there's such a thing as too much information.
Yeah, and then also, it's just like, I don't know, I get shy. I don't like talking about myself all the time. And I also just don't want to foster parasocial relationships. Like, early on in my YouTube career, there was some troubles with fans who got like too attached and started getting weird. There
Yeah.
was this one guy who was kind of like stalking me on Twitter, who I thought for a little while was like a kid based on his messy spelling and just like general demeanor, but it turns out I decided to actually like dig into the guy's profile and click on his name and then click on a link in his profile and go to another thing, just because he'd been bugging me and like saying mean shit for so long because I wasn't replying to every DM he sent me daily. And I looked at it, and he's actually 3 years older than me. And I was like so weirded out, so I blocked him. And then he made another Twitter account, and I blocked him, and he made another Twitter account. And it just kept going on, and for months until I reported it to Twitter that all these accounts were made by the same person.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And then he kept like DMing me to to talk to you. It's like to get
you. He DM'd my girlfriend at the time. Like he would just talk to people near me to try and get me to talk to him, but it was just weird and harassing and creepy. And eventually,
you don't want
I
that.
reported that all of the same accounts were the same person. I think they IP banned him from Twitter, maybe.
I mean,
Becky says that she thinks that same person DM'd her too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was creepy and made me feel unsafe. So I don't know. In case stuff like that ever happens again,
you want to be non-specific.
He was just like nice and was like, "Hey, I like your videos. Here's like fan art I made," or like just little pleasantries. But then started asking like questions, and then they started getting more personal and more frequent. And this person started DMing me like every single day for like multiple hours a day. And after the first like couple of weeks, I had to just stop engaging with it because it was just taking so much time. And then they started getting like angry at me for that, for not paying attention to them, as if though like I owe them some kind of time or attention. And,
isn't the internet wonderful?
That same person even would jump into the chat in some of my earlier streams and would like cuss me out and say I'm a bad friend. I'm like, dude, I don't even know your fucking name. And you're on your third Twitter account that you've made to yell at me.
Isn't the internet wonderful that you can...
Hey, you should heal, by the way, if you're still on caution.
I'm gonna go... I'm gonna go back to the,
Do you know about the second item box that's closer to where you are? That's on, like, this side of the mansion?
No.
Okay, so you know that area that you went through with, like, a...
But wait. I think I might have seen it. It's on the bottom floor, right?
It's on the bottom floor next to a stairwell.
Yeah.
You can get there from here.
But it's like... But even if you go there, the same stuff is in both, right?
The same stuff is always in the item box, no matter where you access it from.
Oh, nice. You're an item box.
You're an item box.
Hey, baby. I'd love to shove my item in your box, if you know what I mean.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Dude. By the way, you're going... I mean, I don't know. You could get there from here. If you go across the... No, I don't know. No, you're going the wrong way for sure. I just realized. If you're
I love going in the wrong direction. It's my favorite direction.
You know the hallway with all the mirrors? You can get to it from there. Oh yeah, someone said that they only found out I was married from the bit in one of the Avengers Spider-Man videos. Because I put that out, like, I think within the week I got married. Like, because I wrote the script and said fiance, and then recorded it, and then while I was editing it, I got married, and then had to put a note that says, I got married while I was editing it. Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of people I know were fans turned friends, but they just, like, did it a different way.
They were less weird about it.
because like Becky was a fan who has become a very close friend over the years. Yeah, well, it's just because like I think if you try too hard, it comes across as weird. Where it's just like someone just like immediately jumps in your DMs, talks to you for 10 minutes, and then instantly starts oversharing personal details, asking overly personal questions, or like assumes you're their best friend after a day and that you owe them something. That's the weird stuff that because I don't really reply to DMs anymore on any platform, and I also will like if people try to email, because I've also had people email me on my business email asking me like fan question, even though it's explicitly a business email.
Don't you love your job so much?
It's very frustrating when someone emails me and asks me to look at their like 3,000-page concept doc for their original superhero universe, and then goes, "All right, so are you gonna write this for me?"
Write me my own fanfic, my own Spider-Man fanfic.
No, it wasn't even that. It was some one guy actually. This happened within the last year. Sent me an email that was like, "Hey, I'm making my own comic book shared universe that's going to be better than Marvel and DC. This is going to really change the game." And there was like so much confidence, and there was like 20 paragraphs per character description, and he added a document with 50 characters in it. So it was just like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of sentences. Like it would have been like a book worth of shit. And he was like, just, "Hey, by the way, go down those stairs. That's where that other and there, like, I try to foster creativity in people and like encourage people, but the fact that he had such a like overconfident attitude where he was like basically demanding that I get involved with this project.
Yeah, especially because like this other person has a life, and he has his own personal projects and his own
like it's just
life.
a big assumption that a complete stranger is going to sit down and read that much text that you sent them just cuz, and then is going to agree to a business proposal.
This for the record is why J. Michael Straczynski, he's both of our favorite writers, even though he won't watch the thing of the thing of his that I like, and I won't read the thing of his that he likes. Despite all of that, he's one of both of our favorite writers, and he has in his Twitter, "I do not accept story ideas," for this very reason.
Well, that's another thing is that for legal reasons, comic book writers
and writers of any kind can't accept story ideas.
Cannot accept fanfic or story ideas like that, because if they accidentally use one of those ideas, they could be liable to get sued by the person who showed it to them. Like, if I roll up to so-and-so sci-fi writer and show him my concept for a sci-fi horror video game or book or something, and then he suddenly makes the same thing.
So JMS must have the patience of a saint to deal with fans, because they're all just...
because he's got, like, he's cornered this weird market where he's, like, kind of big with Trekkies and also kind of big with comic book nerds.
Yeah. Well, sci-fi nerds, let's say.
The Trekkie-ish kind of, like, demographic.
Yeah.
Based on Babylon 5 being a very similar show.
Adjacent, Star Trek adjacent.
Yeah, and then one of the Star Trek shows just being a shameless ripoff of Babylon 5.
Yeah.
It's on a space station!
Well, actually, like, a lot of some of the writers that he hired for his writer's room had to drop out because they were also hired for Deep Space Nine, and some of the actors were double booked for both series because they were shooting around the same time. And LA's a big town, but it's not that big.
Okay, so where are you going next? Now,
I need to go around unlocking stuff with the key. I figure.
Okay, the armor key.
Armor key.
There's some stuff on the east half of the mansion. Nerdman says, "Hello, guys. Hello.
Hello,
Nerdman."
hello, Senor Nerd. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like JMS must have a patient as a saint to deal with those people, but I think you guys should watch Babylon 5 for sure. If
People in
you
the chat are even talking about Babylon 5.
Yeah, I mean, I'm rewatching it on like season 4, and I think now that I'm an adult, I do have more criticisms with it. I think that the pacing could be better. Well, so one of the big things is that he has a 5-season story arc planned, right? He had the whole thing planned out from the beginning. But when they were making season 4, he was told by the network that they're not going to get a season 5, so he had to really constrict his plans to basically wrap up
Cram it all into one last.
the main story threads of his last season, and then a couple of TV movies that they produced. So they crammed a bunch of shit in there. So season 4 especially is incredibly just plot driven. Like, just so much happens so quickly, and like the main galactic war of the whole like universe is solved like 5 or 6 episodes, if that, into season 4, when it had been the main story thread that they'd been building up to for the past 3 seasons, and it's solved in like 6 episodes. And they're good episodes, but it's also like really quick. And
I mean,
but
at the same time, you got to think about it.
Mhm.
It's like kind of a 6-hour movie.
well, yeah,
I mean, it's,
and it's a good movie, but still. But then because of that, season 5 is is a bunch of extra stuff that he hadn't really planned to have to cover. So it's kind of like a soft reboot season 5, because they introduce extra characters because some characters left the show for various reasons. It's this whole thing, but I mean, it's good, and the extra stuff is good. And I think that the other thing is because the pacing is so uneven. A lot of people give up after the first few, give up after the first few episodes because they're like, this just doesn't, it doesn't talk to them for whatever reason, because it doesn't really betray that it's going to become something very different, because it feels ordinary when it's really extraordinary. So yeah.
ooh, we have a special guest that just landed.
Who?
Hello.
Who?
William.
Who?
William's here.
Who?
Hello.
Who?
The Australian guy.
I don't know any Australians. I'm sorry, I don't know any Australians.
Oh, fuck.
Hi,
Australia.
William. What made you
Hello.
decide to finally show up? Funny little penis man tripping on his balls.
How's it going, guys?
Chat, how's it going?
How's everybody's day today?
Can he hear me? I feel like he can't hear me.
No, I can hear you. I just decided to ignore that question.
Okay.
That's kind of the weird thing about these streams with William and I, is that we both have extremely just dry humor that is dry as the Sahara Desert. So half of the time, I don't know if he's fucking with me, and I don't know if I'm fucking with him.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm fucking with him.
Exactly.
You don't know if you're fucking with me. That's really funny.
Exactly.
Sometimes I don't even know if I'm joking.
Sometimes I only know if I'm joking based upon how you react to my jokes.
You know, sometimes this happens with both of you. Is sometimes you'll say a really like just super dry, deadpan joke, and then I just will like stare at you blankly, and I'm not like 100% sure how to react, or if I should like laugh or like
You're
be
wounded.
upset. Like I just go, okay.
Place.
With me, I do it on
Killing
purpose.
zone.
With me, it's 100% intentional. I know what I'm doing when I do it.
Monsters.
Hey,
I
this
didn't
guy
know
was
he-
voiced by Yuri Lowenthal
What
in the
did this to
fucking
you?
the Wii game. He's not in this
Yeah.
one.
And it had to be poisonous.
Poisonous.
No water to be found
Richard,
anywhere
hold
whatsoever.
on.
These two lol. Yeah, pretty much.
Bring me serum. I saw some.
Congrats
Hey,
on
stop
100 subs.
congratulating you on 100
Hey!
subs.
I'll go and get it, okay?
You just
You're
went
gonna make
up
it.
from 96 to 100 since this stream started, David.
Oh, yeah.
What did?
You got more subscribers on the second channel since
Hey!
this stream started.
Nice,
You're
nice,
at
nice.
100 subs now.
Very
Happened as soon as
nice.
I joined. You're welcome.
And then, oh, Zach is here. What's up, man?
Hey, Zach.
Now we got a moderator in the chat.
Hey.
Anyway, Becky asked earlier, David, if you've heard of the Orville, and I know the answer, but you should answer.
I know of the Orville, and I know of people who really enjoyed it. But I mean, I've never really bothered to look into it, first of all, because it kind of gives me secondhand cringe a little bit.
Because it's just like it's just kind of a Star Trek fan film.
Yeah, it feels like all the actors are wearing Star Trek cosplay, so or like they're like their like Star Trek OCs. So it feels like it's stuck in this weird zone between original sci-fi thing that's doing its own thing and a Star Trek show. But I mean, that's just what I feel. It's people who've actually watched the show will know more than I do. Okay, we've got
I
this
have
puzzle
actually
here.
watched the
How do
whole
I not
first
fuck up this puzzle?
Okay. Will, I'm glad you're here. We can both work together to make
100%.
David not die from getting gassed to death.
Wait, hold on. You're doing the puzzle now?
Yeah.
The other guy's dying. You need to find a poison for him. Sorry, a cure for him.
Oh, wait, yeah. Hold
Oh
on.
man, you've killed him. It's too late. Quick,
shit.
go find the thing. Go find the thing.
Oh, yeah, he was talking to that fucking
Jesus
guy.
Christ, Xavier, how could you not?
I forgot. It's been so
You
long.
watched him go into that room, completely ignore the side
Okay,
quest.
David, do you know where the other item box is? Not the
I'm
one
going
on
down
this
to
side
the
of
I know, I'm going down to the medicine room. I'm just going down to the
Wait,
bottom
wait.
floor.
You wanna? That's a long
I mean,
way
there's
from
like
there.
like an invisible timer to do it.
Oh well, I don't care. I mean, if he's dead, he'll be dead. Whatever.
All right.
I don't know this guy. I don't give a shit.
There is a benefit to saving him, but, you know.
I guess we never know what that is now.
Oh god, the fucking Crimson Head.
Run.
Go fight him, just run.
I can't.
Open the door. Get into
Oh,
Rat.
he went the worst
Yeah.
possible fucking route because the door, that fucking door has only a certain number of
It has
uses.
3 uses before it falls off.
Oh man.
Ah!
It's alright, he's got time.
Oh, he's dead now. Okay. Good.
So yeah, the thing about the Orville is that it is basically just like legally distinct Star Trek knockoff, but the entire goal of it is to recapture the tone and ideals of classic Star Trek, like, you know, the older TV shows that were very hopeful. And
Well, here's the thing: is that I think we've got a Star Trek show that's doing that now.
well, you got to remember that show came out 3 years after the Orville started.
True. Yeah. So
So I think the Orville kind of spurred them to do that and like made Strange New Worlds happen.
I don't think the Orville had anything to do with that.
I feel like because it's a
No,
popular show,
no,
it's not enough.
it's not popular. Not really, and at least not. Cause, well, the way Strange New Worlds came about was because Captain Pike was a supporting character in season 2 of Star Trek Discovery, and all the fans loved him. So then they said, okay, let's do that. And then the writers used it as an excuse to sort of do a more episodic show instead of the more serialized stuff they did with Discovery. So it was more related to the fan response to the other shows than anything else. And I think that's kind of the interesting thing, is just how interactive the fan base is with all these shows in Star Trek. You know, because the whole current thing has been it's a whole trial and error phase.
Wait, check him out for a second, David.
Where am I going? I don't know. Because I'm going to the highlighted room. You see the item box typewriter, the one that's close to me.
Yeah, go back to the room that you were in, and then take the stairs up top. Because I think you can take another set of stairs and go back down, like it circles around.
Okay, I'm very confused.
At least I think so.
By the time I finish this game, I'm going to be so sick of running around this mansion.
Oh boy, yeah. On your first playthrough, it is so brutal. On my, I've gotten to the point where I've played this game enough times where I can just kind of nail the pattern and get through here super fast before moving on to the other stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not as, annoying. But that first playthrough was such a slog. It felt like I was, trapped in it. You ever watch that movie, The Cube?
No.
It's
yeah,
a movie
I did.
where these guys are
not
trapped in a box, and there's a giant sci-fi cube, and on every edge of it, there's a door that leads to another identical-looking room, and they have to just keep going through the same room basically over and over forever, hoping that someday they'll fucking either.
And there's a bunch of traps in all the rooms too.
And there's traps in all of them and dangerous shit, and. It started to remind me of that because it's just I've been in the same area for so long, and I've somehow been attacked so many different ways in this tiny area.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'm still trying to figure out where the fuck to go.
Oh man, I am a natural at this. There you go. There you go.
I'm also gonna save while I'm here.
Okay, go take that serum up to Richard and put it in his nose, and then go.
Put it in
And
his
squeeze the
asshole.
bottle.
Feed it through his asshole.
If he has one.
An anti-snake poison enema. Because that was a big snake bite, so you really want to make sure he's safe.
Well, they do say that suppositories, if you do that's the most direct way to get it into your bloodstream.
I remember my dad told me a story once of a guy who was struggling with alcoholism.
So I'm going back up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
you
back
gotta
to the
go-
room where you found the snake bite.
But I can go back up the stairs here, right? Is that the easiest way?
Yeah. That is. The way you went initially was not epic, because you could have gone upstairs and then straight through.
So what you're saying is that it was not poggers.
And absolutely not poggers.
You know, I'm hoping that maybe he'll just luck into having done it just fast enough.
Well, I do have it on easy mode, so
I'm hoping for this. I'm hoping that by some miracle, he's able to make it back in time.
So where am I going?
Right?
Okay, so get back to the main hall.
Yeah. Get out those doors. Nice.
Do I go to the other side of the upper stairs of the main hall?
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, my dad was telling me about a guy who had burned his throat by drinking too much and was having like withdrawals from the alcohol. So he asked his wife to help him to get an alcohol enema just to get it in his system, not realizing that that actually makes whatever you're consuming in your body infinitely more potent. So even just like a little bit of the alcohol was so much that it sent his system into shock.
Okay, so I'm lost. Where am I going? Where am I going?
Okay, in this hallway is the door that leads to the Snake Man. It's in this little U-shaped hallway.
Oh, I think that was the door that you missed. Was it?
Might have
It's
been,
not
yeah.
at the very end. That's the one that leads to the room with the dog whistle.
It's the one down the bottom. So you... At the start of the U-shape. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, across from the plates.
There it is.
He's gonna be dead.
So, if you're gonna put stuff up your ass, kids, just be careful, because...
Yeah, he's dead.
It's a lot. Oh,
Actually?
yeah.
Nice.
Well, I guess you could figure out, I mean...
Can I use
you
the
don't
serum?
need the serum anymore. It's used for, like getting over snake poison.
But like, is snake poison a thing that I'm gonna have to deal with later in the game?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll keep it around.
Because he got bit by a big-ass snake that's climbing around in the fucking attic. It's like a larger-than-average snake, you know.
He is sick and tired of these motherfucking snakes in this motherfucking house.
Mansion.
Man, I mean, house is a big mansion. Sorry, a mansion is a big house.
You're a big house. I got him.
Sure am.
Your mom is a big house.
Okay, whoa. You calm the fuck down there, alright? Crimson Head? That is a Crimson Head. No, it's not. That's a normal zombie.
What's a crimson head?
Okay, so this is a mechanic that is exclusive to this game and does not come back for any other fucking Resident Evil game for some reason
It
except...
isn't even in the original Resident Evil.
What, I think maybe it's in an Umbrella Core.
It's an
Or,
Umbrella,
no.
but not in the original version.
No, Operation Raccoon City, that's what it is. That's the,
Yeah.
But
But it's not in
when
the
you-
original version of this, like the PS1 port.
yeah, so when you kill a zombie, if you don't burn its body with the kerosene and the lighter in your item box, it'll actually fucking get back up and be stronger.
But when you kill it the second time, it's dead for good.
Yeah. It's a cool... I mean, he's playing on easy mode, so it's not too big of a deal, because they don't really take that many shots, but on the harder
If you even
difficulties...
re-enter the
that's
room, David, it resets the position of it. Oh, wait, no, you can push it. Never mind. Can you?
Yeah, I can. I just did it.
Well, there's a delay on my end, so... Does anyone remember the Master Chief and Donald Trump story when Xavier worked at the Halloween store? I don't even remember that.
There was these two kids, one was dressed like Master Chief, one was dressed like Donald Trump, and they were just destroying the Halloween store I worked at, and they almost wiped out this fucking 3-year-old who was dressed as Wolverine, and he was the cutest, happiest, nicest little kid I have ever met in my life. And one of them almost kicked him in the fucking head. and I was so mad, and I tried to throw them out of the fucking store, but my manager wouldn't help me. So they just ran around for like 2 hours just wrecking shit.
That's awesome.
It's weird. It's been like that must have happened in like 2016 or something, and I'm still very upset about it.
Really?
For some reason that still like is that one's something that has never healed.
Wow.
You'd think I would have fucking gotten over it by now, but I guess not.
So, what part of it have you not gotten over? The fact that they wouldn't listen to you, or the fact that they almost kicked the kid in the face?
They almost kicked that little kid because okay, so this dad brought in his little boy, who was just a tiny little guy. He was adorable. It seemed like it might be his like the first Halloween where he was like able to understand what Halloween was. And his dad bought him a Wolverine costume, and I showed him. He asked me, "Do you wear like superhero costumes?" And I actually showed them to the section, and I saw him pick out the Wolverine costume. This little guy, and he was so happy. He was shaking, and he was so adorable. And I showed them to the changing room in the back where he tried it on, and he was so happy. He wanted to wear it out of the store, and his dad actually like put his clothes like and like folded them up and was carrying him under his arm, so this little boy could be dressed up as Wolverine. And they were looking around the store for a little bit longer because I think his dad wanted to buy something or like get some Halloween decorations or something. And then those two other fucking asshole kids came in and just started fucking wrecking the place. They were taking shit off the shelves, knocking shelves over, running around. Neither of them were wearing shoes. I don't know how the fuck they got there wearing costumes already. And there was no adults with them. And then one of them was like,
who the fuck wears a Donald Trump costume? That's like
they were both little Latino kids too. They were both chubby Latino kids. So his big
so
blonde, blonde wig was
Trump
especially funny because it was like a gigantic blonde wig.
It'd be like a Jewish guy wearing a fucking Hitler costume.
Yeah.
That's happened before, I'm sure.
Okay, so let's do the puzzle now. Hey guys,
Yeah,
let's do the puzzle now. What do I
right
fucking
before
do?
the election, I think.
Guys, what do I do with this fucking puzzle?
I can't remember. William, you take over. I'm gonna panic.
All right, I'm gonna walk you through it, okay? Because I forgot the proper order, but this is how you figure it out.
I pressed it by accident! I pressed the button!
Don't press the button! Oh, you fucking idiot. Did you press it? Oh, you
Yes.
pressed it, you dumbass. Oh, no. You died.
But I escaped. I got out of the room.
Okay, go
you
back
did?
in and it should have reset itself.
Wow. I didn't know that's a thing that can happen.
Yeah, it's like it's just in case you fuck up, but they don't want you to die.
Yeah. Just in case you do what I just did.
Someone said, "Oh shit! Speaking of Hitler, David is literally being gassed right now." Lamau.
I saw that and I had a chuckle to myself, but I was like, is this something that
No,
I
no.
can show on?
Okay. So what do I do here, Mr.
So go to the
Willerman?
far end of the room, the wall at the back.
Yeah?
Oh, you know what, Zach? I was thinking about that
So there's
movie, but I wasn't.
Shield, red shield,
Red shield.
blue guy with axe, red guy with sword,
Yep.
blue guy with pike.
Like a javelin or some shit.
Couldn't remember if
So what you gotta do is you gotta push them in the
Taika
order
Waititi was
they
Jewish
appearing on
or
the
not.
pictures.
Okay.
Shield, axe, and then so on and so forth.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Taika Waititi is Jewish because I remember someone tried to use that as a way to defend Thor: Love and Thunder and was trying to say that people were being mean because of
Axe, sword, pike. Okay, so I have to put him in that order in the room.
Yeah.
Becky knows this puzzle apparently. She says to reset it.
How do I reset it?
Why reset it? We haven't even done
I
it.
haven't done anything yet.
No. Okay, so push the statue with the shield. Push that in.
Wait. Push it in?
Yeah. So
Like into
when
the
you entered
wall.
The room, it got pushed. Yeah, when you entered the room, it got pushed out.
Yeah?
You want to push it like back. Yeah,
Into the wall? But I wouldn't be able to push it back out.
that's fine. You shouldn't be able to push it back out. You want to push it back in. You're supposed to push them in the corresponding order.
Someone's asking, Xavier, how's the collab with Kai going?
Oh,
Is
okay,
that
I got it.
probably Spider-Man PSM? I think that's his name,
Kai?
right? Kai?
Kai Cenat?
Because his, I think his Twitter ad is Kai's Comics. And I did talk to him about doing potential collaboration soon. Yeah, we've talked about that. I need to get off my ass and message him on Discord so we could sit down and
So
really write
now,
something.
no, don't worry about the shield. Don't worry about the shield. Do
You
the
did
sword.
have an idea.
And then do the pie glass.
Right.
Okay, so now all three of them are out, except for the one that I just pushed in. So, what do I do now?
I guess do it again.
Okay, shield?
Yeah. This one. When we played it, Xavier and I had the same dilemma of what the fuck's going on, but I think at some point I just pushed them back in.
Yeah, I think the goal is to make sure they all go back in at the same time. Because
And
they're
then-
blocking the holes where the... They're blocking the holes where the poison gas comes out. So the idea is to push them back in such a pattern that all of them are covering the gas emitters.
Okay, what the fuck? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Go back to the
It's actually a
picture.
fun puzzle. I like it.
I just realized something.
Wish there was more games
No,
like
no.
this.
Do the other one. Yeah. Okay. Then sword, and I think, yeah. I hope I'm not wrong.
Xavier, have you played any of the Metro games? No, I have not. Okay, one more thing's probably gonna pop out. I think push in the sword now. Okay, push in the axe. Is that no? I don't know.
All right, get out of the room and come back, like re-enter it. Wow,
It
this
doesn't
is
matter. You
why
can
is this
still-
difficult? I was able to clear this in like fucking less than a second. The second
Well,
time
it's
I
easier when you're playing it because you can get a feel of like memorizing like which one does what when you're
Yeah.
doing it with your own hands.
David,
Hold on,
quit
wait! Don't
talking.
don't push in the sword one. Push in the shield. Okay.
How is your mine is like more delayed than yours?
That's
I don't
because
know,
you're
maybe-
in Australia.
Maybe
Yeah.
because he's only a few miles away from me as opposed to a different continent.
What the fuck are miles, bro?
Oh, I'm sorry. Kilometers.
Kilometers. I love you saying it that way.
All right, at this point, just leave and re-enter the room to reset everything. I'm tempted to just pull up Resident Evil on my computer and play this particular puzzle just to.
You have to go
just-
through a lot of shit to run here.
Well, I was thinking of just finding a save file where I'm up to this part. David, you're not listening. Leave the room and then re-enter it.
I am listening to you. I'm just choosing not to.
Honestly, he doesn't have to reset it. He just needs to stop pressing the same one every time because he keeps pushing the sword one and it makes the two come out. So he's got to push this. Next time when you have the sword and the axe out at the same time, push the axe instead. It's not that it's a hard puzzle, it's he keeps pushing in the same statues in the exact same order over and over.
Okay, I got it. Let's see.
Okay.
So now when I have the sword and the shield out, which one do I push in?
The shield.
Okay.
The shield. The
Pretty
shield
sure.
always comes first.
Yeah, I got them all out. Yeah,
Yes.
all on the walls. Do I press the button now?
Yeah.
Woe to those who disturb my sleep. There's a switch here. Press it.
There was like
Yes.
an LP tax thing where I don't think he was noticing that he was doing the same ones every time.
A what text?
LP
Test.
Oh, LP. Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a mysterious jewelry box. What can I do with a jewelry box? Is there anything cool in the jewelry box?
Let's take
Open
a
it up
look
and
at
take a
it.
gander, buddy.
Shake it really, really, really hard. Like as hard as you can. Shake it. Shake it so,
Yeah.
and then maybe even start throwing it against the wall. Just start banging it against a brick wall.
Ooh,
I
a
think
mask
you should do that. I think
Oh,
inside.
You should do that.
What
That
can I do
sounds-
with the
that
death
sounds like something I
mask?
should do.
What can I do with the death mask? Do
It's
I go
not a
to the...
statue, nerd man? It's a suit of armor, so it wouldn't be completely rigid.
Do I go down to the funeral area again, like the crypt outside?
Yeah, you gotta put the mask on one of those statues in the crypt. But you know
Okay.
what? You could just put that in the item box for now and just take a bunch of them and then just make one trip later because you need to get a bunch of those masks, remember?
I don't.
Okay, well, now you know.
Oh, okay.
So if we're just doing economy of footsteps, I would say just save it for later.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of footsteps.
A
lately.
lot of back and forth. You know what? Because these games are structured like this, they actually have an achievement in Resident Evil 2 Remake for beating the game in like under 10,000 footsteps. And I've never gotten it.
But when I kill the runners, they die. When I kill them the second time, they die, right?
Yeah.
Unless you kill them with a headshot the first time, in which case they don't turn into.
Okay. Aye. No! Die!
You're shooting literally everywhere except for where you need to be.
I'm bad at aiming. That's why I'm on easy mode.
This game has auto aim.
Yes, I know. Like I said, I'm bad at aiming. Okay, so put it in the item box. What do I do now?
Just
Wasn't there
give
like
yourself a
little...
big old pat on the back for a job well done.
There was like a little note stuck to the wall, just outside the safe room.
Oh yeah, well it was a note from Barry saying he left like extra shit for you. That's why.
Oh, you already read that? Okay.
I'm gonna put the shotgun in here. Wait. Is the shotgun good to have around?
I would save it for tougher enemies than you're encountering right now. I mean,
Also put the snake poison back for now. There you go.
a snake poison cure.
The snack.
I know what I said.
You just got a fucking jar of snake poison and you're planning on splashing it in someone's face.
Well, it poisons the snake, you see.
It's poison for snakes?
Poison
Is that what you're
snake.
saying?
Yeah.
That's very specific.
It's not human poison, it's snake poison.
It's
It is
snake
poison
poison.
specifically for snakes.
For the snake, yeah.
You're gonna find the snake and then fucking inject him with it and watch
Just
him just
poke
start
it at it.
fiddling around and curling up into a ball and dying.
It's gonna be fucking horrendous. It's gonna be awesome.
It's your bat snake repellent. By the way, I've been watching the fucking Harley Quinn show, and there's the moment where King Shark.
Oh, you cut out. Oh, whoopsie poopsie. Can't
Well,
hear
if it was important for him to say, he would have said it without cutting out like that. So obviously, he's not saying anything interesting right now.
That's so true, David. I never
Oh,
thought
no.
of it like that.
What? Hello. I'm
Hello.
back.
Hello.
My computer just froze for a second.
It just pooped.
Anyway, I was saying I've been watching the Harley Quinn animated show, and there's
I've
a
heard
moment
it's-
where King
I've heard it's pretty gay. The Carly
It's
Quinn
Yeah, it's
show.
so gay.
You know,
So
honestly,
gay.
it's so gay, and that's what makes it delightful. But there is a moment where King Shark is about to eat Robin, and Batman fucking actually whips out the bat shark repellent on him.
My
and it's
God.
Like, oh my god. He actually had a moment where that was super useful.
It was useful in the 1960s show as well.
Yeah, it was.
I know, but when you
Fucking
remember
Shock came
that...
up then, like,
When you remember that there's a DC Universe villain who is an actual giant anthropomorphic shark man, it makes a lot more sense.
That's great. I love that so much. The fact that, I mean, honestly, like the amount of love that Adam West Batman receives these days is just beautiful.
yeah.
There was actually, I know everyone's tired of multiverse stuff, but there was a great story in the Chip Zdarsky Batman comics,
Yeah.
where the main universe Batman is going to all the different universes in the multiverse to, for some reason, I can't remember, 'cause I read parts of it. But at some point, he loses his utility belt, and then Adam West Batman gives him a spare. And then I think he teleports into a fucking, like, into the bottom of like a giant body of water, and there's a shark coming after him, and he reaches into the fucking 1960s utility belt and sees the bat shark repellent, and is like, oh my god, I've met another Batman who's even more prepared than I am.
Yeah. I like the one where he goes to the Arkham universe and it's just Batman in his Arkham City outfit.
And he's just fucking just so tired, and is like, yeah, Joker's dead now, but it ruined everything.
Yeah. Arkham Knight was a fucking disaster. I really wish that game just never happened.
It still boggles my mind that people insist that it's an awesome, great game that has no problems with the story. There's some people
Not
who
even
are
the
so-
story. Not even just the story. Sorry, I have a problem with the way they write Batman. It's like every single
just like a
high school.
jerk.
They write him the way every single high school teenager imagines.
In other
Batman.
words, they write him the way that Zack Snyder does it.
I actually like
no.
the way he does it, even though it isn't my preferred way of writing him. It isn't as bad as that.
Actually, I think the Snyder Batman is, like, preferable to the way he acts in Arkham Knight, which
Yeah,
is
that's
like
what I'm saying.
that might be a hot take. People might kill me for saying that. But, like, the Batman in Arkham Knight is, like, fucking super unlikable because he's just a
Yeah.
jerk to everyone. And I know he has his reasons, like doing the I know I want to protect everyone. I don't want people to fall in harm's way because of me. I'm worried I'm going to become the Joker or whatever. Like, I get it. There is an in-universe reason for why he's being a dick. It's just that he's still being such a fucking dick that it just starts getting irritating. Because, like...
I don't even think that's enough of a justification for it, honestly. David, you gotta put this
It's like
shit
at a
in
certain
your,
point, you start just getting, like, irritated watching...
I
him
need the hook. I
constantly
need the fish
abusing
hook,
everyone.
right?
Yeah, you need a lot of the stuff in that, but I mean, you don't have to use it.
Yeah, but you need to make it rusty first.
How do I make it rusty?
Yeah, so anyway, I don't think... He's fucking... He's become the Joker. He's becoming the Joker. Holy shit! Somebody help him.
Did you get that joke, William?
No.
Oh, I thought you were laughing because you got the joke, not just because I
was
was
laughing because you were laughing. I was like,
it's just a joke. It's like a. It's
And
like
I
a
was
dirty
just
sex
pretending
joke.
both of you didn't exist.
it's like a what joke, Xavier?
It was a dirty sex joke. Like
Make
a really
it
bad
rusty.
one. Yeah, a rusty fish hook. Have fun googling that, kids.
Oh. Yeah. So anyway, the way they read him in that game is just very like, ooh, he's gonna see something really cool and edgy right now. Like Poison Ivy's
Evening
explaining
the
to them,
odds.
like, hey, heads up, by the way, they want you dead and they have this plan against you. And he's like, well, tell me about it. She's like, well, what if I don't want to for like no reason? He's like, oh yeah, then I'll burn your plants. And she's like, fine, I guess I'll tell you now. But it's so like edgy for no reason. I'll burn every plant in Gotham if you don't tell me, Ivy.
You know what else is edgy for no reason?
My mom.
A table.
Well, hold on. That has reasons to be edgy.
That has reason, yeah.
No. You don't need to have an edge on a table.
What would that even look
You're an
like?
edge on a table.
Yes, I am. Thank you for noticing.
No, the or I'll break the other one was actually cool. I like the or I'll break the other one. Remember that one, Xavier, where it's like,
So,
Crawl
what
every
is
bone in your
your
body.
least favorite Spider-Man or Batman? Let's switch to Batman. Batman ever. Least favorite. Each of you name one.
Arkham Knight.
Seriously?
Yeah,
It's
because
really fucking
when
annoying.
you play
Like,
the series back to back, and this is like why it's so jarring to me. When you play the series back to back,
he acts like Batman for 3 games, and then in the third
Not
one, he's
even that,
just
not
this
even that.
robot.
I'll
This
tell you
For 2
old,
games, you
sterile
mean.
robot.
Okay, so I got the B from in here. What else do I need in here?
Oh, I get it. He's dealing with the death of the Joker, so he's traumatized or whatever, and he's dealing with his inner demons. And
they
like,
made
I get
a whole
it. There's
comic book.
reasons.
Paul
There's
Dini-
reasons. I know they wrote reasons for these
Paul
things.
Dini wrote a whole comic book about the aftermath of the Joker's death, following Arkham City. This game did not need to like explore that.
Did anybody else see that clip from... Isn't
Well,
there that clip from
well, comic
Harley
books
Quinn,
aren't
the
real
comic
art.
book show,
And
where
neither are
the
video
Joker
games.
says he's a
Only live-action
socialist?
movies starring big-name actors are real art.
Guys, one at a time.
Wasn't there that clip from the Joker where wasn't there that clip from the Joker from Harley Quinn where he says he's a socialist?
Who?
Joker says
No,
he's a
yeah,
socialist
I think so, actually.
in
I
Harley
think
Quinn.
so.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Honestly, socialist
There
king. We
actually
love
was.
him for
At
that.
some point, he does say that.
He's like running for office or something, and it says like, "Aren't those policies you want to do socialist?" And he says, "Yes, I am a socialist."
Yeah. That's in the latest season.
Mm,
I haven't seen season 4 yet. I've just barely started season 3.
I've only seen
Is
the
season
clip.
4 out even?
Okay, so what
It's
do I do
like-
with the fish
it's
hook and
going
the
right
and the fucking bee specimen?
Okay, start examining things.
Oh my god, it is out. Holy shit, I have heard nothing about it.
Does Xavier still like which video, Nerdman?
But anyway, I keep getting cut off. Let me just finish my thought. The reason why I think Arkham Knight Batman is so jarring in terms of writing is because in the first 2 games, even the 3 games with Arkham Origins, he is vulnerable. He's written like a human being who has emotions. He has.
What do I do with
No,
these fucking things? I don't know.
Switch the hooks on him.
What? What do you mean?
Okay, so there was a hook and a bee on 2 different parts of the wall, but they're on the wrong parts of the wall. Switch where they were at in that room.
Okay, that's weird, and I don't know why anybody would want me to do that.
Was because the bee was on a fucking thing full of fish hooks, and then the fish
But
hook was in a place
why?
next to a bunch of bugs.
Because it's a puzzle. You have to figure it out.
The idea is you find two items that are in opposite places, and then you switch them back to where they were.
Well, how do I do that
And
now?
then you poop your pants live on stream, and we all laugh.
But anyway. Actually, you know what? It's gone past the point where it's even relevant to bring it back up.
No, I know what you're saying.
It's saying it's not necessary to use it right now.
Wait, there's another component too. I think.
You have to. Can you combine? Actually, can you combine?
The lure of a bee. I have that now, so I have 3 things.
Okay.
Can you Oh no.
There's a
yes.
switch underneath. Press it. Yes. Or no.
Not yet,
Not yet. Yeah.
because it would make a giant killer bee fly out and eat your face.
Eat your dick, bro.
Okay, so I have a bee.
Everything you need for this puzzle is in this room.
Oh, somebody clarified. The video in question was the Arkham Knight video.
I think it's okay. I think it's some of my better editing work from my early career. Well, I mean, I'm still in my early career, but like earlier when I was getting started on doing bigger stuff. I thought the editing was really solid in that one. I had a lot of fun doing that. I still think the fucking Riddler race sketch is goddamn comedy gold, and I had so much fun making that with David.
I'm very lost right now.
David was a great Riddler.
Combine the in your inventory. Open it up.
Yeah? Oh, okay, I get it. Combine the hook and the lure, okay. What?
Yeah, there you go.
Makes sense. Someone asked me what I thought of Rise of the Beasts. You know, I thought it was okay, but the new Transformers movie, I thought it was okay for what it was. I had a okay time with it, but as a Beast Wars fan, it's really fucking disappointing because those characters are like such a non-entity.
And then I
in the
can put
movie.
the with the lure on it. And do I turn it on now? Press the switch? I put the
Yeah,
bee.
sure.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Okay, wait, go put the
Oh, wait a minute. Can you take it back?
I don't
Or is
know.
it just on there forever?
I think
It said maybe it has something to do with the insect specimens, is what it said.
can you take the
Yeah.
golden lure thing back?
Yes. Will you take it?
Okay.
Yes.
Right, yeah, take it
I
back.
think-
Put it on the other.
Put it on
Yeah,
the
fine.
hook one, and then put the actual bee with the insect.
Okay, let's try that.
Someone in the chat asked if you could do your Riddler laugh.
Not right now.
It's midnight.
Yeah. Also, my parents are in the other room. It says it's not necessary to use it right now. When I try to use the bee.
I think you have to do something else with.
Oh, I put it in. Okay, I got it a little bit closer. Let's try it again.
Okay.
It opens.
Yay!
So, as a resident Riddler. I was gonna say.
Oh no, the bee attacked me! Cutscene.
Oh, I guess you did it wrong.
Well, I got the thing, and
No,
I shot the
no,
bee, and I got the
no.
crest, so it doesn't matter.
Oh wait, no, actually, I think that is supposed to happen.
This is supposed to happen.
Okay.
The alternative is a bunch of them will attack you, but.
Okay, so I got this wind crest. What do I do with it?
You save
You'll
that for
need that for way later, but it will be useful. Anyway,
so it's a
disappointing.
put it in the item box kind of thing.
Yeah.
Put it in the item box. That movie
I
was
liked it.
disappointing.
I just thought the pacing was shit. I thought everything happened way too quickly. There wasn't enough time to like linger on things. It just
was
rushed you
weirdly
from one
on
moment.
fast forward. It was just going from scene to scene to scene. Like there's no breathing.
Yeah, man. There wasn't enough room to breathe and to process everything. It was just like, this is what's happening now. We gotta go. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. Oh, they showed up. They took this. We gotta get it back. We gotta. It was just all over the place.
That sounds like my favorite Star Wars movie of all time, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Just it's plot happening. Plot keeps happening so fast. There's so much plot.
It's a way of distracting you from the shit characters that they write.
You know, the sad thing is that with Rise of the Beasts, it's really hard being a fan of Transformers characters sometimes because the movies don't treat them like characters. They're just kind of props, or they're just barely there. All they do is just bounce off of whatever the humans are doing. I love Cheetor. I love Rhinox. I love Air Razor. I love Optimus
I don't know
Prime.
who any of these people are.
Only 2 out of the 4 of those characters really got to say or do anything in that movie, and one of them died. Like, Cheetor has no lines of dialogue and no personality.
So
Rhinox
here's a question
doesn't say
for you.
anything.
Will the Transformers movies benefit if they did like the recent TMNT movie and just did an entirely animated reboot instead of bothering
they're
around
working
with
on
live
that,
action?
actually. That's been announced. It has the worst voice cast ever. They said that Chris Hemsworth is going to voice Optimus Prime.
Oh yeah, I remember
One
that.
of my friends was working on that.
Can you tell him to delete all the audio files?
They work in
actually
art.
really- That is really cool, by the way, that your friend is working on that.
Yeah.
But I hate the voice cast that they
So
announced
wait,
for it.
so my
It's
question
literally just
remains-
Celebrities picked for name
My
brand
question
and
remains:
recognition.
will it benefit
true.
from that?
Not at all. I mean, maybe financially it will, because people will go see it because they'll see, oh, I like Chris Hemsworth, I like Thor, I'll go to this movie that has him in it. But
Christopher Hemsworth.
I think it's
Yeah,
just,
I can't. I just don't trust movies with Australians in them.
Dude, I was about to say, I can't wait for me to head over to the movie theater to watch the movie and then hear, crikey, cunt.
Goji Shea 1991 asks, have there been any legitimately good Transformers movies in your opinion? Bumblebee is good.
Transformers 4: Age of
2007.
Extinction.
The first one is like okay.
Fun.
The 2007 one has some nice stuff in it. Fun. It's kind of slick. It's got like a really identifiable style. It has really well integrated effects, and
I
it
like
has
the
a nice.
designs.
The designs are actually decent. It was before the designs started getting really bad. The way they had the robots interact with the real world sets and
Are you talking about the first
very well done.
Transformers, the movie?
Yeah, the two.
Yeah.
Well, I think.
the 2007 one was.
Well, I think
all
the
right.
big.
I like.
I have
Linkin
a
Park.
listen. I'm gonna say something. I have a pet theory for why the first Transformers movie is a step above all of the sequels.
Because Steven Spielberg was still involved with that one.
Yes. Because after that, he might have put his name on it, but he was about as he was not, creatively involved at all. That was my theory. Is that like a
I
feud?
don't know about that because he was the one who was insisting that the Transformers shouldn't talk, that they should all be completely mute, and it was like something that he really, really wanted for that project because he thought it would be. And I get it because immediately that feels more whimsical and Spielberg.
So where are we going? Where are we going? What am I doing
Look up
now?
that little plank that you just walked past.
What?
That plank that you walked past?
What about it?
Pick it up.
Where is it?
But eventually they made Bumblebee mute for plot reasons, just to like placate him. because they were like, man, this movie's like not gonna work if we can't have a single Transformer speak English.
So David, the door that you did out of, not that one. When you first entered the door that you entered the U-shaped hallway with, or through.
It'd be nice if all the rooms had like a fucking like a number. Like, this is room 2F.
This isn't Silent Hill, man.
That was nice that Silent Hill did that.
It was nice, but this is not that.
I think that they do technically have names. If you like check the map, it might be like, no, it just says mansion in second.
I don't know. So David, this isn't where the plank in question.
He walked.
I don't
It doesn't
care.
matter. That's just like an extra thing. It'll help him with the map. I know where he needs to go.
Oh,
Do you
yeah,
want me to
yeah,
just
yeah,
tell
yeah.
you where you gotta go? Because I
Fine.
remember.
I'm dead. Go ahead, do it. Tell me.
Okay, so that room after where Richard died. How did you go in there and see that it was like all dark and shit?
Yeah.
Fucking that room. You gotta light the candles in there with the lighter, and there's also a room that you went in on the west half of the mansion on the bottom floor that had a piano in it. You have to do some stuff in there.
Do I have to play the fucking piano?
Yes.
The iconic piano scene from the Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City movie from 2022. Oh boy.
Where Wesker looks at his 1998 cell phone that tells him the solution. And Jill
like
just
that for
stands
real.
there in the background and does not help.
It's just like you and me, for real.
Is you stand there and don't help, and I look up the
I
solution.
look up the solution on my phone.
That was us playing Silent Hill.
Yeah. Hey man, can you tell me where I gotta go in this intro section of the game?
Fucking, you go to Silent Hill.
I really hate how big and expansive that open world is. Not because it's big and expansive, but because it doesn't give you.
You know what I hate?
As to where you need to go.
You know what I hate?
It just leaves you to roam around for like an hour. And you're like,
You know what
It
I
wants
hate?
you to just get, well, because like there's so many places to go in it that it's like it wants you to get familiar with the place, so it's almost
Why?
an open
I'm
world
never gonna
game.
visit that part of town again.
Okay, so where am I
I'm never
going
gonna visit that
now?
part of town again.
I got the lighter. Where do I go with the fucking lighter?
Okay, so go into the room in the middle of the U-shaped hallway, and then go light some candles in there.
I'm gonna light your candles if you know what I mean.
Oh, come on, man! Why you gotta do that? Come on, man! Oh no!
You can light my candles anytime, David.
I mean, if you insist.
I insist.
Becky, you should have watched the Twisted Metal show instead. I don't know if you know anything about Twisted Metal, but trust me,
Okay.
it's a lot better than fucking Welcome to Raccoon City, because that movie
Yeah.
made me mad. I actually
Me and
think
this
that
movie-
is the worst live-action Resident Evil thing.
The show exists. You can't say that. The show exists.
Well, what about the Resident Alice sequel where there's like 1,000 clones of Alice?
Honestly,
And they're-
that's so stupid
and they're
and funny
all-
that I like.
And
don't
they're
like
all
it.
invading Umbrella headquarters at the same time.
You know,
look,
it's hard to get mad at those movies after a certain point because they're so different. It's like such a just a drastic like alternate.
Or when they go to
path
like
from
the
movies.
giant simulation of Raccoon City underneath the Atlantic Ocean or Pacific Ocean or some shit like that.
The Paul W.S.
These movies are
Anderson
bad.
Resident Evil movies, I feel that like they're so different from the games that it's hard to really get mad at them because they don't even really try to actually adapt anything from the games. Really, like maybe minor plot points
That's
at
the
best.
Western, yeah.
Like they get like little things, like maybe they'll take a fight scene or like adapt like a little story moment, or like they'll use a certain enemy design, but they're still completely different plots.
Okay,
And,
so
like,
I got the
so
musical
their
score.
own
Is that
thing.
all I need from here?
Yeah, go to the room with a piano. But then the Welcome to Raccoon City is supposed to be, like Becky said, like the fan servicey, like we're just actually adapting the games now. And it just fucks up every important thing you would need to do to get a good Resident Evil adaptation. Like if you're trying to legitimately retell that story in another medium, they did everything wrong that you could possibly do with it. Because there's way too many characters. They combined Resident Evil 1 and 2 into the same night, which makes it just fucking bloated as shit. They made Chris Redfield William Birkin's adopted son, and then they made Lisa Trevor like a misunderstood good guy. Like, there's so many weird things in there that are just so fucked and so wrong. And like, no one acts like the characters, you know. Like, none of the characters are preserved at all.
So what you're saying is that it's the difference between Hellraiser 2022 and Hellraiser Hellworld, the video game one.
Yeah, because one of them's trying and it's failing, and the other is not trying at all, and it's just like it's failing at doing
It's
something
stupid.
else. It's stupid and it's failing at doing something else, but it's like innocuous when it's doing.
And it's funny.
And it's funny.
What I find
you know?
really funny about the Welcome to Raccoon City movie is that they said that they explicitly cast the characters not based on how closely they look to the source, but based on how well they act like the characters they're supposed to be representing.
And then you watch the movie and no one fucking acts like the character, whether they look like them or not. They got a guy that looks like Chris Redfield and he acts nothing like Chris Redfield.
I watched the movie for the second time. I watched it with you the second time, and I still thought that Wesker was Chris.
Because
Krisker?
it's. But then they got that guy, the Green Arrow's doofy cousin, to be Chris Redfield.
Leon doesn't look like Leon. Leon gets shit over by everyone.
Oh, the other thing is they make Leon, who's like the underdog, cool character. Like his whole character is that he's
Okay, so what do I do with the
like,
piano now? What do I do with the
a
piano?
naive. Okay, so go push a shelf in here. There's a shelf you gotta push. It's in the back around the corner. Leon is like a cool underdog because he's a rookie. It's his first day, literally, as a police officer, and he's very naive and idealistic, and has like this kind of like just this really childish view of the world, and he's just got such like spunk, and so.
Okay, so do
like,
I need the
get
lighter?
The bad guys. We're gonna
Hey
go
guys,
stop the bad guys.
Do I need the lighter for anything else?
Not currently.
Okay.
And then over the course of that game, following into Resident Evil 4, he becomes like, this jaded badass who realizes that the world is not so black and white like he thought it was. And he starts to, it's all black. Everything's terrible. It's the Resident Evil world. But like seeing that character grow and like, it's cool because he's just like so down to earth, and then he becomes like John Wick. And then the movie version of him is like just a bumbling buffoon fool who's bad at everything and never does anything cool, and everyone thinks he sucks. Yeah, they made him Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Oh, the well-deserved shade on Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Becky says that the director
in the movie is, "Oh, Mr. Wesker, what am I to do?" And
Becky said the director said, "I wanted to make an RE movie, but not adapt the game because you might as well play the game." And it's like, well, yeah, then just don't make the movie then, you fucking idiot. Why would you say that? Yeah. Just talk your own movie out of existing. You've completely demonstrated on your own why you shouldn't have made the movie.
There's something about directors saying really out-of-pocket shit like that, and then having their movie be their movie product show, whatever, be some of the worst shit you've ever seen. Secret Invasion.
Oh, people just don't understand. I was trying to make something grounded and adult and serious. And then you cut and see that lady from Game of Thrones fighting a big cartoon green alien with pointy ears. They both look like PS2 games.
They look like PS2 when they...
Man, I really love
even those
that lady from Game of Thrones post Game of Thrones career.
What a drop off. Terminator Genesis. Fucking...
Oh, she was in that, wasn't she?
Terminator Genesis.
You gotta open that box with the first aid thing in your inventory. It's like you have to examine it and open it. Let's see, which is more enjoyable, stupid? Any of the later Paul Anderson Ari movies or Godzilla vs. Megalon?
What the fuck?
Godzilla? Megalon's is a cool big cicada-looking bug guy with like drill hands.
Yeah, I just looked it up. That's pretty cool, actually.
I actually like that design a lot. I can't remember which one. There's so many Godzilla movies that I actually forget which happens in them, and I feel like a fake fan for saying that, but I don't remember which one is Godzilla versus... Is that the one where he's doing the thing where he's flying on his tail and doing drop kicks?
Or is it one of the ones where he has his kid with him?
Those are some of the... Oh yeah, those ones aren't great either. The first aid box, you have to examine it and then click on the lock on it on the front of it. To get it open.
What an absolute buffoon.
I am the big dumb because I don't know how to do Resident Evil.
Hey William, have you seen the Flash movie yet?
We saw it.
Yeah,
we
saw that in like a super mega fancy theater.
We watched it at Xavier's house a week and a half ago.
Like a week and a half
really?
ago.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Before you say anything else, let me just paint you the picture going into it, right? So in the city, there's a cinema that you can pay extra money for like these really fancy theaters, right? You can order food, you can order like alcohol. It's
So,
super
and
adult, super fancy, but they're smaller. But there's
so
so
it's
much more comfortable and a lot more audience.
We have those here.
Per se, but you just have
He
a better
still has not
experience.
figured out how to open that fucking first aid box. This is making me want to fucking scream. I can't believe that we're... Just open it. Just open it, you silly little bitch. I will find you.
Figure out how to open it. I'll be back and then I'll continue my story.
So
Oh my God,
we have
William
those in the
overcome with
U.S.
words.
They're called Alamo Draft Houses. It's like a chain that's nicer, and the theaters are a little bit smaller, and you can order food and alcohol
Yeah,
and shit.
it's kind of like a restaurant and a movie theater at the same time.
I've given up on opening it because I know it's not gonna work.
It is gonna work. You just have to look at the center of it where the fucking lock part is.
I do that and nothing fucking happens.
Just try it one more time. We're just
Okay.
gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it live on stream. We're gonna do this.
Okay, so I hit examine, right?
He's going to open.
What do I do? I'm examining it, right?
Back. Zoom in.
Just press A. Just press A. Oh, what?
There you go.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Press A.
You had to look at it at a different weird angle that you didn't want me to look at it at.
All right. I thought you had to look at it from the
Maybe
front. It's at the
fucking
top, which is a little bit.
Fuck you.
spooky.
This
That's
is why
partially the game's fault.
This is why I
Anyway,
can't
let me
have
go
any
back to
night.
explaining-
This is why I
It's
can't
also
have
partly
nice
my
lives.
fault. Okay, William, continue your story, please.
Continue my story. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in the cinema, there are these really fancy theaters that you have to pay extra for. They're a bit
Yeah.
more expensive than your standard movie theater.
David, go get
Like
the
all the
plant
seats and
poison.
everything.
Get the weed killer, David.
They're a lot smaller in that there aren't as many seats, but it's a lot more comfortable. The screen is much bigger. You have a lot more accommodations, and it's nice. I saw Spider-Verse there. Really fucking nice. the Flash trailer is shown pretty much everywhere, right?
Yeah,
And then the
because
movie
they
comes
had they really
And I'm like,
wanted
I
you
wanna
to see
watch
that movie.
the movie. But I remembered from my experience of watching Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 that kids are absolutely fucking, like, wretched. Wretched. And the movie already has so much controversy around it, and I didn't want to be influenced by, like, the negative biases. But I also didn't want other people to detract from my experience of the movie. Like, I wanted to see it for the first time, the only time, and then, you know, come up with my conclusions from that one experience. So I wanted it to be as, like,
You wanted to be
unscripted
as
possible.
as
Completely raw.
as virginal as you could possibly be.
So, you know, on top of that, I also did want to, because the first time I saw Spider-Verse, I didn't order any of the food that was available for you to
So you
order
wanted to
at
try the food
like,
too.
in that theater venue, in that yeah, the little theater room, because you could order
In
food
that
and shit. I
format,
didn't do any of
let's
that the
say.
first time
In
around.
that format.
But I wanted to do it this time. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll pay $44. Really expensive. I'll pay $44, get myself
Yeah.
a ticket, go watch The Flash, have a good time, enjoy some food, enjoy some drinks.
Come out to LA, have a few laughs.
Have a few laughs. So I go into the fucking movie, right? I while I was waiting, I ordered my food.
So where did you say I go again?
They know where I'm sitting.
What did you say I needed? Did I need the
The-
compost?
Yeah, that thing that you're going the plant poison thingy at the
What
very
do you-
top of the box, I think you put in there.
Anyway.
So it's either fuel, canteen, blue gemstone serum.
Where is it? It's like a bag. It's
That's like compost or something like that.
I don't think you picked it up yet.
Yeah, I have. I have chemical to use on plants.
yeah, grab that. There it is. He just put it farther away from all this stuff.
Oh, goober.
Yeah, go back to that room that you were just in, down that long hallway that had like the water running in it.
Anyway, I order my shit. They have my seat number, so they'll bring it to me in the movie. And then I go to watch the movie. And I think the only worthwhile, memorable experience of that movie was the food that I ordered.
What did you
Because
order?
the entire time, I had the fucking sudden urge to just pull out my phone and start like doom scrolling Twitter. And I was sitting at the back, so I wouldn't have been bothering anyone. It's not like the light would have been in anybody's face. I was sitting way at the back.
We
There was
were-
nobody behind
we-
me or next to me. It was well spaced out. And throughout the entire movie, I was just like, I wonder what people are saying on Twitter. Like, I wonder if I've gotten any notifications, text messages.
You know-
DMs.
Okay, so
When
here.
I know when I'm watching.
So
a
I
movie
put
that's
the chemical
really
in
good,
the
I don't
wa-
even think about that.
Okay, so I put the chemical in the water and then pump the water, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I paid
Make
$44
sure.
bucks.
Hold on. Where is the water pumping towards?
I don't
Is it
know.
pumping towards the big scary plant?
I don't think you can change the way the water pumps.
You can.
You can, because it could either pump towards the scary
Follow the
monster
line.
plant.
I think red is scary monster plant and green is not scary monster
could-
plant.
Yeah, if you put it on the wrong hose, it'll kill all of those fucking green herbs in there. Do the red one, I think.
I can't.
Is it the red one?
I can't choose until I say pump the water.
Yes, pump the water. Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
Click no.
Which way will you turn?
Oh,
Red, green, or leaf?
Red.
Okay. Okay, good. Big scary plant
Okay.
is.
Because you could accidentally kill all of those green herbs over there and not be able to get them, and it's fucked up. There you go. You killed that big ass plant. Now, if you go over there, you can get all those herbs and another one of the masks.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, moral of the
You're
story:
that much
$44
closer.
bucks to enjoy the food and feel the urge to scroll on my phone for the entire 2 hours that I was there.
William,
I will
really do
say-
hope you come
I
up
will
with
say
an
this
afterwards.
about,
I would
the,
like to do
I will say this
Good luck,
about the Flash movie. It is the most mid movie I have ever watched in a long time.
100%. I had some fun. The stuff with Batman was fun.
It's not like the
He
worst.
has really outdated technology.
Yeah, it's not like
just
the
like
worst
that
ever,
is-
but it's just like kind of boring, and it's not
Yeah.
very interesting.
Yeah. It's just it's for the most part an empty calorie.
Yeah, it's just like a movie that's you're like you watch it and then it's just fine at the moment while you're watching it. It's not like terrible. Well, that scene, we do have to talk about that scene.
Which scene? There were like 3 of them. Is it the one where he puts the babies in the microwave?
No, it's the scene with the CGI corpses.
Oh.
So the baby microwave
Okay, so-
scene, that
My-
one,
We were
that
laughing
was
pretty hard at
that whole. So let's talk about the baby microwave scene first, because let's go in chronological order. So that whole.
They were trying to do the Quicksilver shit from X-Men, but they did it
Yeah.
wrong because the entire scene is CGI, so nothing looks.
They just.
The only thing I liked about that scene was the Nicolas Cage Superman. I'm like, this is really cool, actually.
Because
It's just such a
he could
deep-cut
like
nerd
consent
joke.
to having it
Well, yeah.
in there. Because everything else was like weird, like CGI corpses. You're right, but at least Nicolas Cage
Okay.
would be like, yeah, I can consent to having my image on there. And it was
He
a
actually
little.
did film some stuff for that movie.
And it was also like a
de-aging
little-
looked bad.
And it was also like a little love letter to him, because he was never able to play Superman, even though he really, really wanted to. It was a nice little.
So they got to
love letter
show
to
the
that.
Superman movie that never was a little bit because that
Yeah.
was supposed to
It
be
even
what the
had
third act of that
funky
movie would
little-
look like.
It even had the funky little like spider robot that made no sense for him to fight, but it was really
Yeah,
cool to
that
see
one of the
fighting.
producers kept insisting, "Oh, he has to fight a giant spider."
But let's circle back to the beginning. I just thought like the beginning was just it was just kind of secondhand cringe to see us the whole opening scene of the movie. It was trying to be something and just completely failing utterly. So just how many of these masks are there? Because I got 2 right now.
Cool.
You got to find 2 more, and you're doing good. You're on track to get all of them.
And then I go back and play the music now. Do the piano thing.
Yeah. Do you have both the book and the page?
I have the page. I didn't have room for the book in my inventory, so I went back and then I got sidetracked with this other thing. So now I'm gonna go back.
See you, Nerdy Spency. Thank you for hanging out.
So where's the piano? Where am I going? Goodbye.
It's long hallway on 1F on the west side. You're close to it. You just have to kind of goober around the hallways a little bit. So go like through that door ahead of you, and then go down the hall to get to the other long hallway, and then you'll be like right there.
Okay.
Now I do want to talk about, because my wife was sitting in the room with us. Not this
When
way,
we
this
were
is
watching
towards
it.
the plant room. My wife was sitting with us while we were watching that movie. She was actually watching something else, and
She was like watching her K-dramas.
yeah, she was just hanging out watching something, and like kept looking up, and then eventually she paused what she was watching and was kind of just like checking out the final act of The Flash.
Huh.
And it gets to the big CGI like cameo fest scene, and she you know, because she doesn't pay as much attention to nerd shit as I do, so she had no idea that scene was going to be in there. And when she saw Christopher Reeves, she went, "Whoa!" And I was like, "Oh, maybe she's excited by that." And she looked upset and horrified, and she was so angry that they did that. And they're like, she said, "I feel like they dug up his corpse and played around with him a little bit. Why would they do that?" And she was actually so
like that.
She grew up with the Donner Superman movies. Like, her dad loves those, so he played those all the time for her when she was a kid. So when she saw CGI Christopher Reeve, she actually got so upset she started to get a little teary-eyed because she thought it was so fucking disrespectful and so gross.
Yeah, man, I bet.
And then a few minutes later after that, fucking big spoiler, no one cares, no one watched it. George Clooney Batman walks up and she goes, "Whoa!" And I look over and she's actually smiling and is excited. And I was like, okay, why is there a difference? What caused the difference in reaction? And I know what it is. It's that George Clooney, the real person in real life, was asked to be in this movie and he said yes. And he actually showed up and said, "I'll play Bruce Wayne." And he dressed up as Bruce Wayne and did the scene. And that's fun. That's cool. Christopher Reeve has been dead for over a decade. He did not say yes.
Why didn't they just get
And
Brandon Routh?
listen, even
That's
if
what
his
I said!
the
That's
same
what I
continuity.
fucking said! Thank you! Thank you!
Listen-
That's what I
He's
said!
supposed to be the
Okay, so I take
Same
the-
Superman!
okay, so I
I
take
really-
the
by the way,
emblem.
Person in the chat named Fort, I just wanted to tell you, I've actually done a very good job of slowing down on soda recently. I can actually go like 2 or 3 weeks at a time without drinking any. I'm
Hey.
actually losing weight now. I've done very good in the past like 3 months about soda.
Hell yeah. But yeah, David, you took out the emblem and the door closed behind you.
Yeah.
There is a thing you can put instead of
That note is cool. I know you just kind of skim through it, but that's a cool piece of lore.
Is that one of the things I got in my item box? Maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's above the fireplace in the. Do you remember it? It was above the fireplace in the main hall, or not the main hall, in the dining room.
Hmm.
But yeah.
But I probably already got it.
It was certainly a choice to have the Flash be Batman's sidekick.
Yeah, that didn't.
That was
Really?
definitely a choice, man.
Well, I mean, it makes sense to give him like an older mentor figure, because
Why? Why does every superhero character need a mentor figure? I don't understand this.
well,
Spider-Man
I'm
needs Tony Stark.
if you'll allow me to
Batman needs
finish,
Batman.
The Flash, as Ezra Miller plays him, is a very immature character, right? He's defined by like his father. He wants his father to be out of prison. He's sort of stuck in his own childhood because of all the stuff that happened. So it makes sense to give him somebody who can help him grow up a little bit. So it understands within the story that they're telling to give him a mentor figure.
It's
I
just
don't know, man.
really
I feel like it's a
frustrating
remix that
because
more
when you
interesting
read the
way.
Flash comics, Barry Allen acts like that for someone else. He's supposed to be a mentor, so it's very weird and annoying when they
Yeah.
make him, like.
It's kind of like you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the way the X-Men comics adapt, the X-Men movies adapt the comics. It's like, it's just the emblem. Is that it here? This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Because what they do a similar sort of thing where they adapt this general spine of an X-Men story, but they change the details in weird ways that they don't really have to, but they just do it.
Yeah, where it's like, well, even then, like Days of Future Past was adapted well enough. They got all the important beats in there, and it ended up being pretty cool. But then you get stuff like the way they adapted Apocalypse, and it's just like, fuck, man, why did you do it like this?
I mean, Apocalypse is the one character that you should have CGI'd him. You should have done a mocap thing with that character.
I don't think anyone would have complained if he was a big CGI monster.
Because he's
I
like
think
a
it would've-
10-foot tall CGI monster, and like the makeup and what they put him in makes Oscar Isaac look so short that it's just comical.
He looks like just a short little guy in this big clunky outfit, and he also looks like an old ass man too.
Yeah, he looks like Ivan
know people
Ooze. He's
I know
Ivan
people compare him to
Ooze.
that Power Rangers villain from the movie, but I don't see it.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of see it, but I don't hate the design. It's just that him being so short ends up being funny because there's like scenes where he's supposed to be like this ultimate badass, and his fucking followers are standing around him, and they're all taller than him.
It's like Tom. He looks like Tom Cruise before they give him lifts. It's so funny.
Okay, hold on. Goji Shea in the chat says the Flash from the old 2000s Justice League was better written as an immature fat Flash. That is because that is a different character. That is Wally West.
Remains, he didn't need a mentor. He just worked. He worked even though he didn't have one.
Well,
but
no.
Also,
Wally's backstory is that Barry was his mentor.
And also, speaking of,
But it's like fine when it's the Flash is the mentor for the other Flash.
I was gonna say, like,
No one gives a shit about that.
speaking of X-Men, it's kind of funny how the Flash movie was trying really hard to imitate what they did with Quicksilver in the X-Men movies, but it just came off as the dollar store version of it, and it looks so bad.
Oh yeah. It's the only identifiably real element on the entire screen is Ezra Miller's jaw, and every single element around them is just CGI sludge, and it's so distracting because it just has this weird floating head effect that makes it.
Especially when Ezra Miller's talking to Ezra Miller and Ezra Miller in that one scene.
Oh, and sometimes the CGI head replacements look really bad because it just looks like Ezra Miller's head floating on, like, clearly someone else's neck, and their head is turning in such a weird way while the other, like, you know, the stand-in or the body double's neck is not turning. So you can see this weird, like, scene where there's, like, a flex that shouldn't be happening.
We also talked about the CGI from when he's doing the what's the Speed Force like time travel thing?
Yeah, where because I get conceptually it's supposed to be like It's supposed to be like time stopped like snapshot moments of the past where you see the other characters like frozen as like
it's terrible
as a visual way to like represent that moment, like they're statues in time.
And I won't need the emblem for a while, or will I?
The emblem, go put it back on. Get this new emblem and go put it back where the old one was, right above the fireplace in the dining hall.
Oh, okay.
But fucking the way they did it, everyone just looks so clearly fake, and like their faces are sculpted wrong, so there's this horrible uncanniness to it. They really could have achieved the same effect from just taking screenshots of the actors from other moments, from like Man of Steel or
and like make them like 2D moments,
and then just
3D.
like have but they wanted the camera to flow through it and make it look more three-dimensional. But it just doesn't work because the way they sculpted it just doesn't look right. Like those models are just bad. They don't look like the actors they're meant to represent.
They look like SFM.
But like,
somebody remembers the shit in SFM.
You know, it's funny how we're complaining about this movie so much, but it just ended up being so mid in the end. That's kind of the funny thing about it, is that
it's just it's like even still after all this, like ignoring the gross CGI cameo scene, otherwise it's just a fine movie. Not fine as in that's a fine film. Fine as in it's fine. You know, hey, what's up? It came out. Doesn't exist anymore.
It's an empty calorie.
Yeah, it's like eating cucumbers.
It's a nothing burger. It's a bread burger.
So where do I turn the clock
the
to?
Hint. Hold on. The hint for this puzzle is on the painting next to this clock.
Yeah.
Oh, Shersha is here. Hi. What's up? I like cucumbers. I wouldn't eat them for like every meal. I wouldn't eat it as a whole meal.
The puzzle looks like it's in the right configuration. Do I turn it?
Yes. Okay, so
Small or large? What do I do?
Did you get the hint from that painting?
Yeah, like the one points into the big one goes into the red one and the small one goes into the green one. But that's what I think it is already.
No, it's the lengths of the sword, I think.
Talking about
Penis.
Oh, okay, I get
Thanks,
it.
Becky, for just putting the fucking solution to the puzzle in the goddamn...
Well, I'm not looking at the
Yeah.
chat, so...
Okay.
You were
Let him figure it out. Let him try to do it on his own.
being God of War Ragnarok, where you give me a hint every 2 seconds.
Hey, Dad, I think this puzzle should be solved by doing this.
Shut up,
That's
boy, I'm
only
thinking.
My only complaint with that game
Boy.
is shut the fuck up and let me figure it out.
It's
I-
okay to have those hints in
Well,
there, because video games have had those hints for like 30 years.
But
No, actually,
they
more
had
like
like a
20.
timer built in. You know what I
They
mean?
had
It's
a
like
longer time limit before they started giving that to you, and now games just, like, if you haven't started completing the puzzle in, like, the first fucking 20 seconds, they'll start, like, just telling you.
if I had a problem with that game, it's that. Everything else is perfect, but this is the one thing that like aggravates.
By the
me
way,
so
I
much.
am gonna finally get around to playing that soon, because my buddy Jackson has been coming over, and we've decided to marathon the God of War series to get
Have
up
you
to
not-
Ragnarok.
Have you
Because
not
he had
played it?
never... No, I have. I've played all of them multiple times. He has never
Ragnarok.
played them before. I got halfway through it, and then got distracted and didn't get back to it. I was
Ooh,
enjoying
tell me
it.
what part you got up to.
Okay. It might be pretty early in the game.
I'll let you know just.
I don't know how to spell this character's name.
That's okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, super early on.
And, like, I was digging it. I was having fun. It's just that I got distracted and just didn't come back to it. Because, like, I think I got really busy with work. And then by the time I finally had the time again to play it, it had been, like, 2 months. And I just, like, just at that point, just, like, didn't have the motivation anymore. But now that my buddy Jackson is coming over and playing through the whole series, we're going to marathon them through. And then... once we get up to that one, I'll just take the controller back and play that one while he watches.
Hell yeah.
Because I just watch him play games like the same I do with you, William.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even know how Kratos' family died yet, and I think he's like right before that cutscene. So next time he comes back, he's about to get to that, and I think it's gonna be really funny to see his reaction to that.
Has he noticed that in the flashbacks, which I assume have happened, his skin is a lot more olive-y?
Yeah.
Like more of an olive color?
You know,
Yeah.
Kratos black?
He's not black. No.
He looks black to me.
He has like an olive skin tone, but he's not black.
Oh, I got
It's
another
olive. It
key!
looks pretty brown.
I got another key! I got another fucking
Related.
key!
Here, I'll send you a picture, like...
How many
I know
keys
exactly
are...
what
Hey,
you're
how
talking
many
about.
keys are there in the game?
Like 5 or 6, I think.
How many keys do you have in your wallet right now?
He's not telling me.
I think Kratos should just be black. Because then they could just get Christopher judged.
Olive tone recognition. Where?
I don't know, fuck you. You got Electra, I guess.
Electra?
Yeah.
Electro.
the new no, Electra. Elodie Young. Elodie Young, the Netflix Electra.
Yeah, bro, literally look at the second screenshot. This is not black.
Well, okay, this is
The
also...
screenshot of
I'm
the first one is
colorblind.
the lighting. It's got smoke all around. The light isn't quite hitting him. It's a darker scene. Whereas if you look at the second one you sent, it's a lot better lit. You
That's
can
like
see
the
that
same
he's not
skin
black.
tone as my uncle.
Drew?
Yeah. Drew's skin tone is about that.
Nah, man. I've seen.
Well, that's
your
because my uncle is half white.
Hold on.
But,
But
I
even
could
that-
I could
looks
buy
like
that
what?
like Kratos is like half black, half like Persian or something.
No.
Either way,
Well,
I don't
what do
want
you mean half black,
fucking.
half Persian? Where are
Huh?
you getting this?
No, I'm saying that like if they said that's what he was, I could like understand just based on how he looks in the.
I disagree. Hold on a second.
I just
know
don't
there
want
was-
Jason Momoa to play him. I just don't want Jason
I don't.
Momoa to play
Yeah,
him.
Jason
just
Momoa
don't
shouldn't.
want Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa
Or,
should
like-
play the Joker in the DCEU.
Honestly, that would be a much more inspired and interesting choice.
Give me a second.
I know they
I know
keep saying
first game,
Lobo,
right?
and it's just like,
Yeah.
what do you know about Lobo other than that he's big and has long black hair?
What was the level in God of War 1 where you had to protect your family from Ares' demons?
It was like kind of I think it was the final boss.
If I'm not mistaken, I think you see him without the Ashes skin.
I'm also saying I'm colorblind, so I'm not totally sure about it. Like I don't.
Yeah, I know. This is why I'm looking into it.
Look at this fucking nerd who's colorblind. Bully
Fucking
him.
colorblind bitch.
But even when I was a
Bully
kid,
him
when
for
I
having
saw,
a
like,
genetic abnormality. Bully him, internet.
When I saw these flashbacks when my dad was playing the game when I was a kid, I assumed just by the look of him that Kratos was a black guy, and just also based on the fact that he's always voiced by black guys.
That's only because the voice was cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's any correlation.
Not because I never thought Darth Vader was black.
Right.
You know who
And
else
he's not,
is
but he's still
black?
voiced by a black voice actor.
Yeah, or like
That's what
Samurai Jack is an Asian guy, but he's voiced by a black guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think there's any correlation. He's just a funny little Greek guy, bro.
I guess.
Are you saying Greek people
What do you-
exist?
This is canon.
I don't believe in. Ah!
You even see him from when he's a kid. He doesn't have dark skin. What you're saying is infactual.
Infactual? Is that a word?
If it isn't, I just made it up.
Oh, I'm dying!
Unfactual? Yeah, non-factual.
Wrong!
It's non-factual. It's wrong. Non-factual.
Well, you.
Yeah, bro. Literally, this is not black. This is just dark lighting.
Okay. You were asking where's the olive skin representation, and all I could think of was fucking Electra. I will say, I found today a cool piece of Filipino representation.
Yeah.
That new Transformers cartoon, Earthspark. I saw trailers for it and like watched maybe a little bit of the first like handful of episodes. I assumed that the dad of the main characters was Latino, just kind of based on the looks of him. But I watched the show, and then the accent, and then the just sort of the tone of like the skin tone, and then eventually he starts talking about it, and he was born and raised in the Philippines. That character, because he starts talking about like the wak-wak, which is like basically the chupacabra for the Philippines. Like it's like like an urban legend monster. He's like telling his kids a scary story about it, or he starts like trying to teach Bumblebee Arnis, which is the fucking like national martial art of the Philippines.
Oh,
it's
that's
based
cool.
on like using two eskrima sticks. He even calls his grandpa his Lolo, because that's the Tagalog word for grandpa. And while I was watching that, Anna was in the room, and she was like, "Oh, Oh, really? Oh, wow! And we both just started getting so hyped when he started talking about Filipino shit in that show, and we were just like, holy shit, he's teaching both these stuff! Because Anna even recognized the Arnis stuff, because they do that in a gym class in Filipino schools. Because it's like, you know, it's considered like a sport there.
Yeah.
And she was like, wow, he's even got the proper stance! And there's like a scene where the dad is like fighting evil robots that are trying to attack the Autobots. They're like these little spider robots, and he runs in and just starts like smashing the shit out of them with the sticks. And she's like, his form is perfect. That's so cool, because they even animated it to look right.
Yeah.
It was a really cool moment, because you never see Filipino shit in anything. Like, there's no Filipino representation in American stuff, really, that I can think of. So
Yeah, nice.
Just seeing that was really cool. We both felt seen, because you know, even now I was looking at that character, he looks like how my grandpa looked when he was young.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe I could find a picture of my grandpa when he was young. I think I have one in my phone, so I could show you.
Hell yeah. Send that shit over.
Let's see. I have to scroll down far. You talk to chat while I look for this.
Always assumed the Batman's Joker was black. I assume you mean the show? Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought he was black as well.
When they showed that his design was a white guy, I was so fucking like.
Is it actually a white guy?
They showed it. There was a scene where they have him get de-Jokerified, and he's a white guy, and I thought that's wrong. That doesn't look right.
What do I do here with these colors? What do I do?
This puzzle I cannot do without looking it up, because it's based on colors.
Oh, hold on. What do you have to do again?
Okay, there's a painting at the end, and you have to match up like the items in the room on the stained glass. You have to make them match the same colors as the.
Okay, I got it. So the necklace, and the necklace that needs to be purple, the bracelet needs to be orange, and the head thing needs to be green.
Yeah. Except I can't do this puzzle by myself, because the green and the orange look the same.
Huh. So the bracelet.
Okay, I'm playing around with this and seeing what goes on.
Yeah, a lot of it is trial and error. Just don't hit the confirm button until you have it all sorted. Resident Evil 4 OG, you're awesome, 100%. Xavier and I were talking about this the other day. Resident Evil 4 OG is so much better than Resident Evil 4 Remake for so many reasons.
And
Remake,
it's very unfortunate, because I wanted the remake to be better.
Not hold a candle to the original.
It's just, hey man, what if we did this idea, but with just like 60% less.
But where's the confirm button? Because I think I got it right. Where's the confirm button?
It's underneath the main painting that tells you the colors.
Oh, okay.
So
anyway, keep going.
What if we made this game? What if we took this game that's about these funny little guys doing really funny, goofy stuff, and took all the goofiness out of it, and then made it feel exactly like every other action horror game that has come out in the last 5 years?
Yeah.
And that's Resident Evil 4 Remake. It's not terrible or bad by any means.
Okay, so I think I have 3 heads now. How many do I need?
One more.
4.
Okay,
also,
I'm gonna go
now
back.
that you've opened that, you now have a brand new shortcut to get to the that side of the mansion. That's a lot easier now.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the inventory room and I'm gonna count how many death masks I have.
You have 3, I think, right? Oh, 4,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah,
Oh, hey, I found the pictures of my grandpa.
Nice.
I'll send them to you.
Need to start using my PS5 more. Oh my god, okay. I want to rant a little bit. Now, I'm all for games being on every platform. Especially me, I love to interact with tools, and it's a lot easier when they're on PC, right? So, in a way, I'm not really complaining about that. But on the other hand, when you make a console, and said console doesn't have any exclusives on it, you're invalidating me as a consumer from buying your you're invalidating that console from being purchased. Like me as a consumer, I have no reason to buy that console anymore. With the PS5,
Especially-
what Sony's doing,
especially-
and I guess the same could be for Xbox, it has no fucking exclusives. Everything is either on PC or it's on PS5 and PS4. So there's no need for anyone to get the PS5 right now, except for maybe Spider-Man. But the other thing as well is, if you wait a couple of months, or maybe like a year or so, that game will come on PC as well, judging from the trend that's happening right now. It's so fucking stupid. I hate that there's no game version.
I ran out of ammo.
For your pistol?
Yeah.
Oh my god! How do you do that on easy?
I did it.
Anyway, William, I sent you those pictures.
Yeah, sorry. I was just waiting for someone to acknowledge what I said.
No, what you said is stupid. I was ignoring it.
Okay.
No, I get what you mean, because it feels like it validates your purchase of a console when you get a game that you couldn't have played unless you had that console.
Yeah. And those motherfuckers cost like $800. Right.
I will say they actually cost like $800 or $900 here still. So.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Like when I played the Dead Space remake, that is not available on previous gen. It's only on the PS5 and that generation of consoles. And I was like, wow, it's really nice. I get to play this game on this console that I couldn't have played if I didn't buy this console. And it looks really nice. Looks better than a lot of games I played recently. That's fun. That's nice. I feel like I made the right choice buying it. And then no other games have come out that are not also on PS4 lately. Because I think even Resident Evil 4 Remake is on there.
Yeah. God of War is on PS4 as well.
Yep. I think there was another game that came out that was on PS5, and they were like, also, we're gonna work on a PS4 version.
I don't think this is the game you're talking about, but Horizon Forbidden West is also PS5 and PS4. It might have been on PC now, actually. I've got to check.
Can't remember what it was.
Is the game you're talking about a Star Wars game?
Oh yes, it was Jedi Survivor. They're actually gonna work on a fucking Jedi Survivor PS4 port.
Why would you do that?
Because money?
You know what? Maybe it didn't sell enough, and they think maybe if they put it on something other than the new consoles that no one can fucking get, maybe it'll help.
Well, listen, I will take that over the Microsoft strategy of using their vast amounts of money to buy out every single game developer and then just put all their games as exclusives on the Microsoft platforms.
Hey chat, does David have the means to get into the attic yet? I can't remember if he has the key for that and where that key is.
I do have a key. I have the armor. I have the shield key.
Yeah, if you have that, you can get into the attic. Then.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. The you know the U-shaped hallway.
That when I'm here, bro.
Remember the area where you let that innocent man die because of your incompetence? If you go past his dead body, which is a result of your actions, or rather inaction, and cowardice, and poor planning, if you go through that hallway, you can go to the next new area. You monster. You don't need all the death masks right now.
Well, I'm just looking at them so I can. I'm just examining them because I didn't examine them before.
Oh, okay.
Examine these nuts, bro.
Okay, come over here. Fucking dare you.
Jesus Christ! I
Fucking
didn't expect that to send you.
got
God, you alright, bro?
Yeah, you got me. You got me.
Oh, bring the snake poison, snake venom. Yeah, snake poison.
The serum, you mean?
No. The snake
Ooh, they're talking
poison.
about Silent Hill. I'm much more interested in Silent Hill F, the one that'll be set in Japan, than the remake of 2.
That's fair.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm gonna
'Cause
scroll
I don't
up.
even know how you could do it. Because the whole point of Silent Hill is that it's the same location. And people come to that location. So doing another one set in a different place is like interesting. 'Cause it's like, well, what? How are you going to do that? What's that going to work like?
If we're talking not
Curious
great
about that.
remake of Silent Hill 2, I mean, it hasn't even come out, so I don't know if it's a not great remake. It looks promising. It looks really promising.
Well, everybody says is saying it's going to be a shitty remake because it's remade by a company that is #problematic. Well, anyway, it's 1 in the morning, and I just saved my game,
It's
so
almost 1:30.
I think we're gonna end the stream for this week because I have to go to bed. And yes, it's past my bedtime, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So
I'm meeting up with a friend with it.
have fun with your friend. Thanks for everybody for
No, William,
dropping
just a couple.
by. I thought that we might not have this stream tonight, so thanks everybody for joining. I hope you had a lovely time as per usual. And we will try to do a similar time next week. We may or may not have a different host, depending on availability, but we will see where that goes, so... Yeah.
Becky, maybe you could be in one of these.
Maybe, we'll see. Goodbye, folks.
Bye.
See you later. Love you.
Check out this goofy motherfucker. Get a load of this guy.
We're
Anyway,
still live,
William, I
by
wanted
the
to tell
way.
you, according to this article I found, Silent Hill 2 Remake release date is expected to be
Come
Friday,
on!
September 29th, 2023.
By the way, we're